Okay, so tonight we are playtesting a new module for the Hateful Place, the Caves of Lady Caroline Vey. This is by Dave Mitchell, the creator of the game. And essentially, we're starting off, as soon as I mute this, so I don't hear myself. Good, I did the time. We're starting off on the coast of England. You all have been heading towards the coastline in search of ships as the entire area that you've been in is just overrun with monsters. Probably a year or so ago, the darkness fell. And in small groups, you guys move as best you can towards the shore. There's rumors, of ships that are heading north to safety. And as we start, you've broken the tree line. You know that there's some monsters coming behind you. Some wolves with multiple heads. They have been chasing you for a little bit, but when one of your party members fell about a mile back, they seem to have stopped to finish them off. So you got a little bit ahead of them as you break onto the shoreline, and you see about a 200-foot of a rocky beach, and there's actually a small ship that is offshore. It's about maybe like 30, 40 feet. It looks like it got jammed into the like it beached itself, basically. It's still in the water, but it's beached. And you see a couple of people, 3 people at that, trying to push the boat back out into the water. And an older gentleman up on deck, he seems to be like leaning over, like he can hardly stand, calling down to them with instruction. So as you see this, I'll come down and we can introduce your characters and let me know what you want to do. So I'm just going to start from here. And we'll start with Crystal.
Running through the forest line and breaking onto this coastal line, a man in this heavily clamored armor. He has a shield in one hand and a spear in the other. He breathes deeply as he looks back, hearing the howling of these monsters, and he points to the boat and says, "There, to the boat, to safety. I'll hold the beast off. Hurry!" And that is Godwin Ashdown.
Excellent. Nikki.
Okay, I'm playing Melusina, daughter of an alchemist who worked for the noble houses. And she is running after Godwin and says, "If you're going to take the beast to hunt for us, be my guest," as she's running towards the boat with her dagger in hand. And she is Melusina.
Nice. Tony.
The small-framed, middle-aged man that is, he's not running, he's moving along at a hurried pace, though. He's a very small frame and very tiny man, and almost a pale skin, as maybe he had some medical condition or not, but he's very fair-skinned, but he has this very nice mustache, and he's moving along, and he thinks to himself, "Oh, I should have stayed at the medical college in Salerno and finished up. Maybe I could have done something better if I would have just studied a little bit better." But he's moving and he sees the boat that Godwin has pointed out, and his footsteps hurry as he walks just ahead of Melusina. And as he does, he glances over at her and he goes, "Well, darling, better get up there and prepare to help you in the boat if it's where we're going. I think the Bridget is coming behind us here," and that is Gawain Cabot, the profiteer.
Excellent. And last but not least, Mike.
Brigida is running behind. She's got her sickle in hand. She's a younger woman, late 20s, and she is the Her husband and children died when the darkness fell, leaving her alone, despite all the things that she tried to do for them. She's got a reputation for being a midwife and herbalist, and pretty much keeps to herself and likes to be a guardian of people and things. Hence why she's probably the last to get to the beach of this group, as she twists behind, looking to make sure that the monsters that were chasing them are well off their trail. And she slows as Gawain and Melusina are there in front of her.
Excellent. So as you approaching the boat, the men that are kind of pushing it, they see you, and they call out. They say, "Quick, help us! We can all get away. The boat has been beached." And you see that there's a handful of people there. It's hard to make out exactly what's going on. The boat itself is it's not huge. It's about 120 feet long, so it's a big boat, but it's not a huge boat. And down the sides of it, you see draped nets like you might use for fishing. They're clearly used to like kind of climb down the sides. And they've got some boards, maybe extra boards that they used to repair the boat or whatever, and they're kind of pushing it off the shore, trying to get it into the water.
Do the beasts sound like they're getting any closer, or do they still sound like they're back?
Yeah, you don't see them at this moment as you're about halfway across. You don't see anything, coming out of the woods at this moment. No.
Okay, if we're getting to the boat, then Godwin will like take the hilt of his spear that he has in his hand, and he'll like push it under the boat and start trying to use that as leverage to like get the boat into the sea.
Okay, excellent. Yeah.
Gawain walks up and turns and he holds out his dainty little hand and he helps Melusina and Bridget up onto the boat.
Thank you, good
Okay.
sir. It's good to know the chivalric tradition did not die when the darkness came.
Excellent. Yeah, so you guys are climbing up, and with the assistance of Godwin, you guys actually feel the boat start to move out. When you get up to the top, you can see the captain, clearly the captain of the boat. He's kind of the man that's leaning over the side. You can see that there's a huge stain on the side of him with blood dripping down. He's very, very pale in the face. And he sees you, and he kind of like looks and he says, quick aboard, to safety. And before we move forward, I guess I should say, because I don't think we did it. So this is the Hateful place. Darkness fell about 2 years ago. Most of what would be considered the day, as in the 24-hour period, is darkness full of monsters. For about an hour a day, there is light where the monsters cannot penetrate. So most of the good people find their way during those hours of light for fear of being destroyed in the darkness. But even during the light, like it is now, the monsters have strength in some darker areas. So you feel like that's probably why they're not catching up to you, is because it's daytime. But you've also been moving for a bit, so you don't know how much longer it's going to be. But as the boat starts to pull out, the men of Godwin, the men that are down there, they say to you, or the people, because they're not all men, they say, try not to get too much of the water on you. And you kind of notice the water is kind of like black and sludgy, almost looks like lamp oil. And once the boat starts to move out, they start to climb up the side onto the netting, and the boat is now. And then they run up, and then they when they get up there, they say, "Quick, to the oars!" And they kind of go down one level into the ship and start to, there's not that many of them, but they're starting to try to move the oars. There's 4 of them total. Actually, there's one more that was already down there.
Gawain sees the gentleman with the injury and he goes, "Oh, good sir, what type of horrible malady has befell you?"
He kind of leans towards you and he says, We came to get the boat. Princess Alia, she was supposed to be here. but a demon took her. I was able to slay it, but I fear my life is lost as well. And he kind
Oh,
of looks to you.
there's always hope, good sir. I have actually years of training at the medical academy there in Italy. I could take a look at that for you.
Oh, yes, but I must steer the ship first. And he kind of like wobbles towards the, to the little thing to steer the ship. What are they called? The steering mechanism. Because you got to get the ship out into the water. He says, if the beasts reach us before we're in the deep water, we'll be in trouble.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So you can see that he's like barely standing as he's holding on to this thing. And it doesn't take long with a few people at the oars. You guys start to pull out. And more or less, as soon as you're kind of off the shore, the captain does, in fact, collapse to the ground. And he's like, and he motions to you,
Bridget, Melusina, can you see if you can find some type of clean rags or something and bring here and maybe a bucket of fresh water? And as Gawain starts looking at his injuries, I'm also going to, I'm feeling of his pockets and his clothing and stuff. Do I feel like anything in his pockets that I would think would be valuable?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can feel he's got, you feel something in one of his pockets. It feels like it could be maybe a watch or something. In the other pocket, he seems to have like a crumpled up piece of paper.
I'm going to try to lift that watch then. So it'll be a +3, won't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I rolled a 17, so nat 20, or not, I mean, modified 20.
Yeah. You reach in and you're looking at the wound and you kind of like look at it, and it's a pretty nice pocket watch made of gold. It's probably worth about 2,000.
Yeah, I'll just slide it into one of my pockets, and I go, well, yes, the ladies are bringing clean, fresh linens and things. I'll clean you up the best I can. Thank you for taking us on board, all of us.
We must do well by each other. That is the only way to keep the darkness back. And he reaches into his pocket with his bloody hand as you guys are coming back with you get some, there's not a lot of water on the boat. There's like a couple of barrels of it, but you're able to kind of soak some rags in and come back. I don't know what Godwin's doing, if you went down to help paddle the boat or if you're coming back up or, you guys get over to him, assuming Godwin came back up. He pulls out from his pocket with his bloody hand, this what looks like a map. It's like kind of a roughly drawn map. And there's a note on it, and it's written in Latin. I don't know if anybody would speak Latin. We'll say somebody probably does. If you went to medical school,
I would probably know some, probably from medical school. I'm thinking.
Yeah. So
might know a little. Be an alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll say So he pulls it out, and he says, "You must get these others to safety. There is a cave. It leads to a world where there is no darkness, only light." And he kind of like starts to lean back, like he's starting to pass out from lack of blood. And he kind of just, his hand drops to the ground and you see blood, blood all over it. But there's kind of a rough map, again, with some Latin words on it.
Where's the big man that always protects everything? Where's Godwin? Godwin, are you around?
Godwin is coming up from the bottom of the ship now that they have the oars under control and everything. He pulls his helmet off and kind of lets it fall to the ship deck. You can tell he's just tired, wore out, sweat pouring down his face. He sees this man dead on the ship and shakes his head. Does anyone know how to steer the ship? He asked.
I was hoping that you would have some talents in that.
Can't say I've ever steered myself, but I've been on a ship or two. I've heard captains give orders. I can do my best to take that position.
So yeah, so as you're kind of talking about this, the man who was not one of the three that were pushing the boat out, so he was already down at the oar station, comes up. He's kind of middle aged, a little pudgy actually, walking with a limp, and he says, "Oh, looks like the captain has passed. Fear not. I was a sea captain in my younger days. I will get us to safety. Though where can we find safety these days, I do not know." And he kind of looks and he says, "You can see already," and as you kind of look, you can see the darkness has kind of like moved almost like over the beach, and you can see those multi-headed dogs they run like about 10 feet into the water, and then they start like yelping and they run back. And they're kind of standing there, growling and howling, but they clearly can't swim out to you.
Gawain looks up to the the man that comes up and he goes, "Well, my good man, do you happen to speak or interpret or read Latin?"
Ah, well, I once knew a Latin lady.
Well, let me, you ask a place to go. It would seem your good captain had a destination in mind. Melusina, maybe you can read this a little bit better than I can. And we have a place that your good captain wanted to get you for safety. Let us read this and we will tell you the course to set.
Yes, let me look. Take a look
Okay,
at it.
make a mind roll, and
Okay.
based on that, I'll let you know how much of it you understand.
Alrighty. Oh, no. 6. Nope.
Not much.
Yeah.
You can tell that it seems like you can pick out the word gate. It's a map clearly that shows a coastline, the coastline that you're assuming that you're at now, and something with the number. You can make out the number 5,000.
Okay, I say this to Gawain and the new sea captain, I guess. And I say, I was just starting to learn my father's trade when all of this happened, so that's about all I can make out. Gate 5,000, something like that.
Well, let me see it, my good friend. You know, I do know some words myself from the medical academy. I rolled a 2.
You're like, yes, it says gate right here, and you're pointing at the wrong word.
Yes, are you sure that is 5,000 or is it maybe an extra 0? Maybe it's 50,000.
Oh, I think it's 5,000. Almost certain.
Great. Okay, Captain. Set a destination for the gate at 5,000 or 50,000. Could be either one.
He leans down and looks at the map if you allow him to. While you're discussing this, yeah, he'll look at it. You can go ahead, do your thing. He's looking at it.
Well, my metal friend, do you know any words of Latin? If not, it's not going to help to be a little. Well, there's no reason to be the way you are right now.
As you can clearly see, my friend, I was a soldier, not a scholar.
Yes, keyword were yes, I understand.
The new captain, Francis, who introduces himself as that, if I didn't say already, he says, this looks, it's not perfect, clearly, but it looks to be a map of actually the coastline here, because if you notice, and he kind of points down, and you see like this kind of spur coming off, and some other stuff, he kind of points it out to you and shows you on the map, where he thinks that you are, and he says, "I think that this is not so far." And by the look of it, it looks quite large. However, the darkness is coming, and there were flying demons last time. Perhaps we should get under cover for now and wait.
Are there any weapons aboard this ship of any kind? And Godwin's going to look around to see if he sees anything like big crossbows or anything like that?
There's nothing sitting on the deck where you are, but he says, "Come help me drop the anchor," and he's going to go over to where the anchor is and start to drop it so the ship doesn't move.
Godwin will assist him in that matter.
Well, yeah. And then I mean, once that's done, he'll head down to the inner part of the ship with you guys, and you can look in there. They light up a couple of lanterns. You see that there's 3 other people in there. They say they're kind of looking around. The ship itself is very basic, but there is a room with stores. There's actually, besides the water, the 2 barrels of water you saw up top, there's a few more barrels of water, and there's some food. It looks like some dried meat, and there's some salt. And in addition to that, there is actually, I have a new list here. Let me look at my list. Okay, there's some lamp oil. There's some rope, of course, because it's a ship. There's some spear wood, to fix things, and a patch, and some sailcloth. They don't really have weapons per se. The captain himself, I guess, because you checked him, he actually did have a saber on his belt. I guess you probably dragged his body down, leave him up there to be eaten by the demons. Yeah, he has.
Godwin would. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Godwin would suggest, like, if once they search him and stuff and get the valuables off of him, to just throw his body overboard. I mean.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, he's got a nice, solid pair of boots on. His clothes are mostly covered in blood, so you probably don't want those, but who knows? Maybe you do. And he has a saber.
He has a solid pair of boots on. If Godwin thinks he might be able to wear them, we'll go ahead and grab them.
Yeah, sure.
And, maybe he'll try to get some other clothes on, but being in his armor on the ship. He'll also grab his helmet before heading down.
Brigida will actually get the clothes in that and start scrubbing out the blood with what remained of the bucket of water that they got beforehand. So she'll try to salvage them.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, they're in good shape, except for the shirt itself is torn open, but he was also wearing a jacket and he had, trousers. So yeah, definitely a sash, a hat, nice hat. So you throw the naked captain overboard, and go down. Seems legit. No sense in wasting. So yeah, there's not really wet.
Sorry, if we watch the river take his body, what does the water do to it?
Oh, that is a good question. How long do you watch?
Well, I'm interested in the water, being a alchemy type person, so I'd watch for a couple of minutes.
A minute, okay. At first, his body is actually floating, because you don't weight it down or whatever, so it floats normally. And then you can actually see that there seems to be like a mist or a bit of a smoke coming up off the body. You, as an alchemist, you'd recognize that this is some kind of maybe an acidic effect.
Okay.
And you actually, starts to very much smell.
Are you interested in that water? Godwin will ask if he sees that she's looking at it.
Yes, I might take a vial of it when we disembark. Try to get a vial of it without, dissolving my hands.
How far down is it, Daniel? The water?
Maybe 15, 20 feet.
All right. Godwin has a still tankard, so if we could get some rope, he'll tie that still tankard to the rope and lower it down into the water and grab some.
Okay. Do you want to do that in the dark, or you want to wait till tomorrow?
We'll wait until day comes.
Yeah, we can wait.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so you wait. I mean, nothing particularly exciting happens overnight, whatever, during the 23 hours of darkness. You definitely hear the ship being put upon by some kind of flying beasts, but nothing's able to really bust in, nor does the ship really move. Go ahead.
If there's a trap door or whatever, hopefully there's only one, Godwin will post himself near the door with his spear and his shield, and he will, like watch that door in case anything does try to get in or anything. He can maybe fend it off with his spear.
Yeah, there's like a set of like a door that goes downward stairs, and then there's also a very large trap door in the center where they bring cargo in and out. But you guys can guard that. But yeah, nothing penetrates. You're safe, we'll say, overnight. And yeah, in the morning when you come up, you see. I mean, you're out on the sea. You're not that far out, but everywhere. It's not like the black water is just around the ship. This black water is essentially the entire of the sea that you look out. The ship itself, too. Now that you're looking and around, you've got those cargo nets on one side, and the other side there's actually just up off the water, kind of tipped sideways, strapped to the side, is a rowboat, like a smaller boat, as well.
Can I ask a question of one of the ship guys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they would tell you. Go ahead. Yeah, we can do that.
I want to ask, does the water only work on flesh, or do you have some sort of special coating you put on the wood of this boat so that it does not dissolve?
That would be a good question. I don't know for sure. We are new to this boat. We had our plan was to meet the captain, who you met last night, and his crew. But unfortunately, when we met them, they were besieged by a demon who slaughtered mostly everyone, as you can see. And you probably would notice that there's that the ship itself, and especially in the inside part where you guys are, there's like everything's bloodstained. But they say the captain had said he'd been traveling for weeks, so if it does affect the boat, it has not done so yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so you could get a sample of the water if you want. That would certainly be fine. I mean, you could either crawl down the side or drop the rope in, or however you want to do it. It's totally fine. And there's actually a little bit of wind today. So with the help of, you guys and the other people that are taken aboard the boat, which is Harold, Fern, and Elizabeth, Francis is able to get the boat underway using sail. And you move up the coastline, probably about 20 minutes or so. It doesn't take very long, which is good if you only have an hour. And you actually, as you're approaching, the map shows clearly a very large cave that you're supposed to enter into. And you do see off to what would be the west. Well, you're coming from the west, I should say. So it's to the north, which would be your left. You see that there are, in fact, 3 caves. So 1, 2, 3. The first 2 seem roughly the same width, from what you can tell, about 70 feet wide. The third one, which is further up the coast, looks maybe triple that in width. But the map only shows 1 cave. So Francis kind of looks. He says, "Does the Latin tell us which cave to take?"
None of the caves have a gate, right?
None of them have a gate. No, not that you can see.
Okay.
Do any of them have like I don't know if that's what they're called in the ocean, but like stalagmites or whatever that are like poking up that might, like if you look at it right, might kind of resemble a gate?
No, not really. That's a good idea though.
What do you think is meant by the 5,000? I don't know.
Well, I am not a seaman, and he looks towards the new captain. Does that have any reference to any bearings of sea measurements or anything?
He's gonna think about it. Huh. Well, I've once heard that a man is worth his weight in coin, and that is 5,000 coins. So we say.
Well, The map seems to only show one cave. And there's one cave here that's clearly bigger than the others. It seems to me that if we were to take one of the two caves, they would have drawn two caves here.
That seems reasonable.
Okay, so you want to head towards the bigger one?
Big cave.
Okay, so you basically, it's actually the third cave, right? So you pass by the first two. They're relatively dark inside, compared to how it is outside. So you can't really see how deep or anything into them from your distance that you come to them. But the third one, you kind of move your way into it. And as the boat kind of moves into it, you can see that this cave is actually like it doesn't go in very deep. I mean, it goes in fairly deep, but not so deep compared to how wide it is. So it's a pretty wide cave. It's about 200 foot or so wide, maybe a little bit more, and it goes in about 400 feet. So as you kind of come in to you essentially, it's almost like a cove. So you get into it, and it just looks like the walls are kind of stone. They come up. It's a pretty tall area, kind of cut almost like a half of a cup. Of course, it's not perfectly semicircular. It's a cave, but it doesn't seem to be anywhere you can go beyond the main end part of it. Yeah, what is interesting about this cave though is like it's pretty windy out. And that's how you got here pretty quickly. And once you go in, there's like almost no wind in this cave. It's like completely flat. So it's not even really any waves. Like the boat's just sitting perfectly still in the cave. You'll have to use your oars or whatever to get out again.
But it just dead ends.
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
Perhaps we should take the rowboat and go into one of the smaller caves.
Yeah, you could go back to the other caves. They are actually big enough that your boat would fit. It would just be a little bit tight. Like your boat is actually, let me see, I think I gave you might have given you the wrong size. Your boat is 50 feet wide by 120 feet long. The first two caves you passed are about 75 feet wide. So you could definitely get into them. This cave's, 200 feet wide, so it's much, much bigger. But yeah, the rowboat would certainly fit as well. The rowboat's only like 10 feet wide, not even. So it's up to you how you want to move. You want to leave the boat here and take the rowboat in, or do you want to bring the big boat in? The captain kind of just looks at you. He doesn't really know what to do.
It may be a good idea, Brigitte, to just take a rowboat, because if we get down in the cave and there's too much, it's maybe hard to get back out with this big one.
Indeed. Okay, yeah. You can get the rowboat will actually hold 8 people. I don't know if you want to take these guys with you, or I'll say that you should take at least one NPC with you, just so we have a backup character. That'll be like if somebody dies with somebody there. But you don't have to take all of them if you don't want to. There's 4 of them. Plus, actually, they're not all going to want to go anyways, because somebody should stay with the ship, they say. So at least 2 of them are going to want to stay with the ship, if not 3. So it's kind of up to you guys if you want to take 2 of them or just 1.
I'd say 2 if we can.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, yeah. So 2 of them will go with you. Well, the captain will stay back because he's the captain. Let's see, these guys. This guy is a knight in the service of King Henry V. He sounds like he'd go with you. That's the sea captain. Fern is a fighter, and Elizabeth is a tavern keeper. Let's see, I will roll to see who decides they want to go. Okay, yeah. So Elizabeth, the tavern keeper, she seems anxious. She's like, I don't want to stay on this boat. And Harold, the knight. So you have 2 knights now. 2 guys in armor getting in the rowboat. That should be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a small rowboat, but it's kind of like a lifeboat. So it has a little sail on it and everything too, that if you want to use it. But you'll have to go back about, maybe about 10 minutes or so of paddling, or as you're going against the wind. to get to the first of the smaller caves. If you want to go to that one, I'm assuming because it's the first one.
Might as well.
I'm assuming you're taking all your stuff. Do you want to take anything else off the boat besides what you have normally? Besides what's on your characters? There were, like I said, there were 2 lanterns. There's some lamp oil. There's some rope on the boat, and there's also some sailcloth.
I'll take a lantern and some lamp oil with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, we probably should take some extra rope or whatever.
Yeah, you got him to grab a coil of rope.
Okay, perfect. That definitely works. All right, cool. So you guys start paddling your way down to the cave. You kind of turn into it. You look into it. It's about 60, 70 foot wide. And you start to kind of row into it to explore. Once you're in about 50 feet or so, 40, 50 feet, it's kind of dark. So I guess you fire up the lantern, I'm guessing is what you want to do.
Yes.
And let's see. Actually, as you move in, very wise of you to not take the large boat because it starts to get more narrow. And at one point, it's only about 20, 25 foot wide, which is, totally fine again for your rowboat. You're able to kind of move into like a large cave area. What you see in here, actually, the first as you're kind of coming in, you see floating in what is the center of this large cave that's about almost 400 foot. It's not round, but it's like almost 400 foot oval, we'll say. You see a rowboat. And it looks like there's a person in it at the paddles, just one person. And they're just kind of just sitting there. They're not rowing.
Are they facing like looking at our way or looking like opposite?
I'll say they're like sideways to you. They don't make any like movement towards your light, just kind of flickering on them from the distance that it is.
Godwin, I would instruct you to have your arms ready. It's something maybe not right about this.
Yeah, Godwin definitely grabs his spear and readies it.
Yes, you too, Harold, since you are also a knight.
Yes.
Also, because I was, just to let you know, because I wouldn't need my shield at this moment, I was probably helping to row the boat. I have a leather strap that says 3 foot long, so I'm going to use that to like tie it to my shield and make it so that I can tie my shield to my back and like flip it over if I need it.
Okay, yeah, you definitely can put your shield on your back. Yeah, so you start to row close to this thing from having prepared yourself. And as your lantern, which is, the boat is like, it's got a place for the lantern hanging on the front. As you get closer, this thing is not moving at all. And you kind of start to circle around. And when you get closer, you see that it is in fact the skeletal remains of what looks to be maybe a sailor. It's fully dressed, but it's a skeleton basically. And he's just kind of holding his oars like this. But of course, a skull, not my face.
Godwin, just to be safe, will reach out with his spear and like poke at the skeletal remains. Maybe try to like push the hood back or something with his spear.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you poke at it and it basically crumbles down into the boat and then the oars go up and they fall off into the water. And the boat's just bobbing there. And the skeletal remains are now on the bottom of the boat, apparently.
I'm in heavy armor, so it's probably not safe for me to get into that boat. Someone more dexterous should get over there.
What would be our reason to transfer to that boat, my man?
Yes, I was just about to ask why we want to go there.
Because there might be another piece of the map in that boat, and having 2 rowboats couldn't hurt us.
Well, surely we can just use this rope and tie it up and go alongside it, and we can just tow it behind us.
True.
Yeah, you can do that. The boat's got like a little, like your boat, it has like a little thing that goes on the front with a lantern. There's actually a lantern hanging there too, but if you were to, like, you get close enough and you check it, that lantern is out of oil. but you can tow it behind you. You
My
know,
question is, what killed this guy?
yeah, when you get closer to it and you kind of inspect, you know, as best you can. I mean, you didn't come all the dust off, so the clothes fell over. The clothes don't show any signs of blood or being torn up or anything. They just, I mean, you would almost think. I mean, you can't tell now because it fell over, but you would almost think that like it was no harm to this person at all, and somehow they sat there and died sitting up while rowing the boat.
I've seen some strange things in the darkness that move about. There's no telling what could have killed this man. A demon, perhaps, a creature that sucked his soul straight from his body. You know,
Or it
what
may
you
have
think
been.
of it.
It may have been just a undiagnosed medical condition, also.
Well, you are our physician, I suppose.
We will never know, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Brigida will actually try climbing into the boat.
Oh,
Yeah,
darling. Be
No,
careful.
I'll recover the clothes and we'll see what else is here. I mean, it's no problem, really.
all right, make an AR, like a body one, just to make sure you don't fall in.
Right.
No.
No, you don't fall in. Awesome.
Okay, you start to go. If somebody, one of you only, can try to grab her. In order to do that, you have to make an AR.
Godwin will.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. I rolled a 14 and I get a +2 to my AR, right? Because of being a fighter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is 16.
Yeah. Well, is that only for combat?
Let me
Attack.
see.
Or is it just flat out?
It
I think you're right.
says fighter bonus +2 AR and DR.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yeah. You grab her. She's, you know, you like reach in to grab the stuff and you start the boats start to move across and he grabs you and pulls you back.
And yeah. And then Godwin will say, "You're gonna tie the boat to the back of this one and haul it in." And he kind of like pats Bridget on the shoulder.
And she goes, it'll just be a second. And she'll try again.
Oh my goodness!
Do it.
did you
Can
not
I
see
knock
what
her
happened?
out?
Oh,
It was unsteady. Oh my gosh, that's a 1.
Godwin's gonna let her fall in this time.
Yeah. Sploosh, you fall into the water. It is cold and black and murky. If you want to pull yourself out, you're going to make a DR roll to get out of the water. No, actually, it's an AR, I guess, to get out of the water.
That's a 3.
Okay.
I'm just clamoring at the side of the boat. My nails scratching the gun walls.
Okay. If somebody wants to help, they can, but you can make your own attempt to pull her in, but you're -8.
Gawain looks at Godwin and goes, "What code of conduct were you trained in if you were a knight to let a lady fall in the water?"
Godwin takes the butt of his spear and starts pushing her off the boat so that it doesn't flip them over.
I guess chivalry.
Oh,
I spoke too soon. Chivalry is dead.
Hey, I helped her one time.
Okay,
So
you can try to pull.
you're trying to push her further into the
Yeah.
water off the boat?
I mean, she's
sounds
grabbing at the boat. Godwin's afraid it's going to flip. It's her or all of us.
Hmm.
clearly, he's a landlubber.
Make a DR, by the way. Mike.
It's a 16.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I look at Gawain. I don't think I'd have the strength to pull her up.
He's doing the backstroke now.
You want to try to give it? Is nobody else doing anything to help this turn? And
Go-
try again.
Gawain will try to plead to the other knight to do something of the code of conduct instead of being.
Oh, yeah. I suppose he's there. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's true. Sure. Harold will try to grab you and pull you in. He's just unable to. He tries to move, and he's so heavy with the armor. The boat starts and he just kind of falls back, and he's like, "Oh man!" And I guess we have the other one there too, right? Didn't I say Elizabeth was there? Elizabeth tries, and she falls in as well. So now it's 2 a.m.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll happen that round. So next round, go ahead, Bridget. Let's see if you can get out. Make an AR.
That's a 16.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you grab the side and start pulling yourself back into the boat. Let me see if the lady can get back in that just fell in. Oh, she rolled a 20. So maybe she actually dove in and then pushed you up and came up behind you.
Exactly. He's my savior.
Yeah. She gets back in the boat and she looks at the two knights. She says, "Men."
Are they hurt? Are their clothes smoking? I mean, they were in the water. No?
You feel a little tingly. Oh, actually, I got to roll a DR for her. Yeah, no.
Okay.
They're fine. They were only there for a little bit.
I wouldn't try again, Brigitte.
Goes, no, I think I've learned my lesson. And she begins to wring out her clothes. And
Yes, you have learned that the darkness has evidently made the knights lose all of their chivalry and their code of conduct, and they
Godwin's
should
gonna
be serving
punch.
the darkness themselves.
Godwin's gonna punch Cobbett in the face.
Oh, jeez.
All right, go right ahead.
All right. 19.
I get a DR.
Yeah, of course.
That's a fail.
Oh, jeez.
All right, 40.
I'm actually gonna have to do that.
Yeah, you punch him.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you
enough.
could. Yeah, I mean,
17 damage.
All right, when he does that, I pull out my scalpel and stab him.
Sorry.
When he punches me, I'm going to cut him with my scalpel, I hope. That's a 17, and that is 4, 7, 17,
We'll
20
get a DR.
damage. If you don't make it, 20 damage if you don't make it.
Okay. I'll go DR. Nope, I actually didn't make it.
okay.
All right, so I'm gonna attempt to finish him with my spear then. 18
Hold on, now
hit.
we're gonna roll. Now we're gonna roll initiative because that first one was just okay. So just roll initiative against each other.
D6,
Does
right?
anybody else? Yeah, D6. Does anybody else want to get
Out of
involved in this?
2. Out of 2.
4.
I'm just flabbergasted.
Okay, go for it.
yeah, Brigitta's just laying in the bottom of the boat.
All right, go for it, Godwin.
I rolled an 18.
All right, let me try to. That's a fail.
29 points of damage.
I'm dead.
Okay. I
All
see
right.
that. And I say, the darkness is obviously taking you, Godwin, and I'm going to try to blind him.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Make a DR, I guess, Godwin.
Okay. Nat 20.
Not blinded. And you have to roll your D6 there to see if you get blinded.
Yep, I rolled a 4, so.
Okay.
Not blinded. Okay.
Your witch magics will not work on me, for God knows that I am which side I am on.
Sure ain't the side of chivalry.
This is his dying breath. Would you like to be Harold of Warwick the other night, or Elizabeth Rice, the tavern owner?
Give me the knight because that's going to work perfect for what I want to do then.
Let's see.
Oh,
Well, you were Gawain, right? Yeah.
I need to roll with stats, you say?
Yeah, he's just got a background on him.
how quickly we turn on each other.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 9 in a mind. Ooh, 14 in body. Oh man, an 8 in soul. What's his name again?
Harold of Warwick.
Harold of Warwick.
You were
He is going to take his sword out and stab the other knight, to seeing that he's not doing the code of chivalry. You know, so he thinks that this knight is the darkness is taking him, so he's going to stab him. I mean, he just murdered a man and almost tried to murder a female on the boat, so that's what he's going to do.
All right.
So I need to roll initiative to get in it.
Yeah, I think we're probably rolling initiative now. Why am I rolling?
That is a 3.
I guess everybody can roll if you want to get involved.
I also rolled a 3. Wandering monster check.
Hey. Damn it.
Dang it. That would have been perfect.
That would have been perfect, actually.
That's a 5 this time.
Okay.
A 6.
All right. Although technically Harold hasn't actually attacked you yet, but I guess he made effort like he was going to. That's what initiative becomes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really want to like fucking stab Harold. I'm like, Goblin just says like, you know, like you're gonna tip this whole boat and then we're all gonna die. Try to reason with the man.
I'm going to stab him with my sword.
It's kind of hard with Cabot dying in the bottom of the boat.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
That is a 16. So
Make a defense there, Chris.
And a nat 1 on my DR.
Oh, no.
19 damage.
All right, that kills him.
All right. Okay, well, so you get to be now Elizabeth Rice, the tavern keeper. We exchanged one night for another.
Oh,
She
man.
is stripping the bodies.
Yeah.
Yes, if you knew, Gawain had a wooden stake, a scalpel, and you would find that pocket watch.
Let's see. Godwin had a leather satchel with a steel tankard, 3 feet of leather strip, a skillet, and a water skin full of holy water. But you probably wouldn't know it's holy water, so water skin full of water.
Well, I'll take the steak. If no one else wants it.
Yeah, she's just kind of stripping it off and handing it back to people.
And the vial of water, or the skin of water.
She goes, "Do you want this gold thing?"
Not much use for gold anymore, is there?
Well, you're the alchemist.
True. Maybe I could learn how to turn lead into gold from it. I have a lead tablet.
Nope.
Small.
But to answer that though, people do still use money.
They do use
Things
money?
are up. If you went into a town to like buy stuff, there's incredible inflation, of course. So everything's ridiculously expensive. But
Well,
there's
if you
also a
don't
lot
want,
of trade.
if you don't want the watch, I mean, I don't want to take everything. So
She goes, "Okay, I'll take the watch then if you don't want it."
I feel like Brigida wants the clothes. She's collecting clothes. I see a theme.
Yes. More clothes.
More stripped naked people dropped into the water. Is that the plan? Or are you going to take them back with you?
I'll take the leather strap too, if no one else wants that.
Her
Just-
great granddaughter becomes a haberdasher.
That's good. I like that.
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah. So yeah, a little combat in the cave. You circle around a bit. You know, there doesn't seem to be any way out. It seems like that's the cave. You know, it's kind of a big open space. It's dark. It's kind of oppressive. And of course now there's the stench of blood and death. Are you carrying those bodies? You're gonna dump them?
Brigida's slipping them over the side. So
Oh yeah. I would definitely
Wow.
dump, especially Godwin.
Jeez. Right. He did let you go. Yeah. So with a little investigation, you find that basically that's it. That the skeletal guy was in here. By strapping the boats together and maybe with a little finesse of using maybe go and spear or whatever, you can you inspect that body a bit. The skeletal body. It's basically a skeleton, like as I said, but the clothes are, except for the fact they're kind of old. They've probably been sitting out here in this cave for about 10 years or so, you would imagine, based on like how musty they are. But they seem to be from a Spanish soldier, like a naval soldier.
Would Harold know anything? Maybe like looking at it, like maybe time frame. I mean, like if it's recent or like hundreds of years ago, or
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's relatively current. Yeah, like the way that he's dressed is still, well, would be if the world didn't end a couple years ago. Would probably be still current. Yeah. It is odd that it's here though, because random Spanish soldier. But I mean, who knows? The craft that he's in clearly can't cross large bodies of water.
Maybe they left him behind.
Or maybe their ship was wrecked and sunk and he was the only survivor.
True.
We've seen worse things since the darkness came. Let's not fight amongst ourselves anymore if we can avoid it.
as long as the darkness does not take the mind of someone, we shall not.
Yes. Should we go to the other cave?
You want to move to the next cave? Sure. When you come out of this one now, you can see that the darkness is creeping. Like you think that if you get into this next cave that you're in, you're gonna have to probably stay the next amount of time in there because you won't be able to go back to the main ship without going out into the darkness after that.
Would you like to weather? What do you think? Should we weather the darkness and the ship and come back to this cave, or?
It would probably be best to go back to the main ship and return at the next time that we have. The demons have been flying at night.
Yes. They have.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You see the darkness creeping, and you move back to the main ship. And again, it's kind of weird because you out where you are along the coast. There's like lots of waves, and it's windy. But as soon as you break into that larger cave, it's like completely calm. So it's like no problem pulling your rowboat up next to it and climbing up. If you want to pull the Spanish skeleton up now and inspect it more, you can. You do find that he's wearing actually an earring, a pearl earring with a black pearl. And, it's valuable.
Yeah, we can take that.
Yeah, but otherwise he doesn't really have anything on him. He had a like a sword, some kind of sword, a saber or whatever, but it's rusted.
Oof.
Okay. Yeah. So you're again you batten down the hatches. You get inside the boat to spend the night. Of course, the other two people are like, "What happened to?" Yeah. So Fern, the fighter, and the captain are like, "What happened to the other knight and the doctor?"
The darkness took the mind of the other knight, and we had to dispose of them.
Yes, it happens. Unfortunately, seen many a man go crazy. So you settle in, and again, there's food and water there, so you're pretty comfortable, maybe more comfortable than you've been in a while. And the night passes. There's no, unlike last night, there's no demons beating on the outside of the ship or whatever. It's actually completely calm, almost eerily, because you probably haven't been in a place that's been so calm in since the darkness has fallen, because generally at night you hear the demons everywhere, but it's almost like they're just not in this area of this cave or this coastline, whatever. And morning comes. Morning we'll call dawn, I guess we'll take the other two people because we can't.
We never know when the darkness will take another mind. So
Yeah, so they'll come. They're gonna ride in the other boat, and you can tow them. Yeah, that seems like a good way to do it. Okay, so that's Francis and Fern. Okay, yeah. I mean, so you guys get in the boat and you're heading down to that other cave now, right? Yep. Cool. I'll adjust to the ears. We get this last game. All right, this one is actually, when you kind of approach it, you can see that it is unlike the other caves that definitely unlike the first cave. Similar in the beginning to the second cave, where it's a narrows relative. It's about 70 feet wide. It doesn't like only go in a little bit then open up to a large cave. It actually is long and skinny, and you've got your lanterns on the boat to see where you can go. As soon as you kind of get out of the light and into this tunnel, the light from your lanterns just seems to reflect everywhere on these walls. And for a second, it's very strange, because it's almost like if you're remembering back, a few years back when you could actually see the night sky, and it just looks like this blackness with just all this glittering, would appear to be stars, but it's probably like Formica or whatever, all in the caves, glittering all around you, as you're going down this kind of relatively long tunnel, we'll call it, of a cave. It travels down, and it turns and stuff. It's pretty smooth as you kind of you just hear your oars, whoosh, whoosh. It's pretty quiet overall. And yeah. So as you move forward, though, it eventually it opens up a bit. It doesn't like open up into a huge room. It opens up into a space that's like about, maybe, let's say that where you are now is like about 50, 60, maybe 70 feet wide. It opens up into maybe like 100 or so feet, almost like the shape of like a bladder or something like it. So it's kind of a odd shape space that you're coming into, and as you come into this space, you can see the ass end, the butt end of a ship sticking up out of the water, a shipwreck. It's like basically sunk. Oh, okay, Gawain made the soul check. Yeah, okay, that's right. We have to make a soul check for. I always forget about that. Gawain made his soul check, so his soul goes to not demons. How about Godwin? Make a soul check for us there, Crystal.
3. His soul gets captured by demons.
What was it?
3. His soul gets captured by demons.
Okay. Yeah, demon eats his soul. It's always sad, but then again, demons have to eat too. So what can we say? Yeah. So as you're coming into this space, you see basically. I could probably show this to you actually. It's kind of neat. Let me do something here. There's little maps. I hadn't thought to do this, but I think I can actually show these player facing. Let's do that. See if we can do this here. Well, that's interesting. There we go. Okay, you can see it now, right? So you're coming in from over here. Each one of these squares is about 20 feet, so you can see the scope of this thing. It's pretty big, right? Over here, this X is the sunken ship, the shipwreck, as it would be. So you basically just see the back end of it sticking up out of the water. The one thing that is kind of strange is that it's pretty big. And as you're kind of looking at it, you're not sure exactly how the ship could have possibly even come through the space that you just came from, because it is quite large.
What about the little wave-looking deal that's above too there, kind of in the northwest corner? Is that something or just like a mark on the map?
I think that's just a mark on the map.
Okay.
Let me just check.
I didn't know if maybe it was some kind of landmark or rocks.
Two passages ahead. Yeah, it's like rocks.
Okay.
It's basically like, yeah, it's rocks in the like stalagmites or tights, the ones that come from the bottom. It's rocks. Yeah, which would make it very difficult to. I mean, your ship that you had before might have fit in here, but it would be tough. Like you would have a heck of a time. You'd be spending all day trying to turn it around. But the ship that you see over on the side, it seems awful big to be here. There's not much of it sticking up out of the water. If you want to explore it, you certainly could, but you mostly can see that it's just a deck and, broken off sail.
Is it a Spanish build?
You can roll mind to see if you would know. You're not Spanish, right?
16.
No, it's not. You think that it's actually, it's a very strange build that you've never seen before. In fact, you've never seen any ship like it of any of the European countries that you would have known about. It's quite odd.
This isn't a local ship. Maybe we should paddle over there.
Yes, I
Closer
do.
look. Yep.
Closer inspection.
Okay, yeah. So you paddle up over to it, and it's like I say, most of it's in the water. You're looking at the back end of it. You can kind of see, because at first you're probably like, well, that's a strange configuration, because you've got like the back end of it sticking up like this, and then you have like a sail coming up out of the water, and then you realize when you get closer, it's literally split in half. So the sail is like this way. It's very flat on the back, and it seems to be made of kind of an odd wood that you've not really seen before. There doesn't seem to be any entrance to get into the ship from the back end of it. You imagine that would probably have been in the front, which is now underwater.
You said it's an odd wood.
Yeah, it's wood you haven't really seen before. It's like kind of greenish and it has a strange grain to it. Well, I guess anybody that's educated could roll to see if they wouldn't know what it is.
I'll try it. We'll see. Ooh, 17.
Yeah, it seems to me it has some kind of bamboo,
Oh.
which is very strange. It doesn't generally grow where you are.
This is very odd. It seems to be made out of bamboo, she tells the group.
What is bamboo?
Right, exactly. Like what?
Right.
Bamboo?
It's a plant that grows far, far off.
Were any of you adept at diving into the water underneath the waves for a moment or not? To see what's under?
I'm familiar with the water.
If you could maybe, strip down to, bare minimal and just dive underneath to see if the rest of the ship is actually under the surface.
Oh, I don't know if it's a good idea to open your eyes in this water.
Yeah, Brigitte will strip down. She has no shame. She folds her clothes up, gets down to her shift, peels the shift off, stands there buck naked.
Well, good lady, you could have left that on, I think, but that's up to you.
She goes, no, it would be too binding on me. And she'll hop in the water again.
Okay. Yeah, you jump in the water, make a DR.
Oh, it's a 2.
Okay. You in fact feel your muscles tense up and you feel like you can't swim and you're starting to sink. Guys, she jumps in and like a few seconds go by and she doesn't pop back up.
Look at Harold. Do you have a spear or anything, Harold, that you could try to?
Nope. All he's got is a great sword.
Oh boy.
Can we use a paddle though, like to push a paddle
Yeah.
into the below the surface of the water?
Yeah, you want to search for her in there? Make a an AR, I guess. That seems legit.
Oh man, one shy. Nope.
Yeah, you can't seem to find her. You can try again though if you want.
Do you see anything? Do you see any bubbles breaking the surface any direction?
I mean, look. Do I?
Yeah, you can try with the paddle as well.
Okay.
I failed my second roll.
Oh, 16.
Okay. Yeah, you start to scoop her up, and you can actually see that she's like she's like head tilted back. Her eyes are wide open, but she seems to be almost like in a state of paralysis. And you can actually see like on her face and stuff, like her veins are like you can see that there's like blackness in her veins coming all on her face, and like from her eyes. Yeah. But you got her scooped up a bit. You know, you're gonna need. She's like floating above the water now. You're gonna need to pull her on board though. You need one more AR for that.
Okay, I'll try. Nope. 14. Nope.
Can the rest of us help though, or
Yeah,
not?
you can.
Once
Yeah,
we
everybody can pull.
once we see her.
Yeah. This round, everybody can try to pull her up.
Yep, 18.
Okay, yeah, pull up. All right, so you pull her up, probably with, I'm assuming Elizabeth is helping. Yeah, and you get up, and it takes you a little bit, but you at first you can't really move. But yeah, the blackness has started to penetrate under your skin, and you actually like your veins are like coming up in black. You don't feel very good.
Lady Melusina, can you maybe help her back into her clothing or whatever, or cover her before she shivers?
Oh, of course I will. And I look at Elizabeth and I say, I'm glad to see that you're not silly enough to try to go back into the water.
No, I learned my lesson the first time.
Yeah.
I will help Brigida. I'm going to try to not get the water on me as much as I can, though, because, I watched what happened, so...
Yeah, it takes you a few minutes, but you're able to get her back to you. And after a little bit, she can start to move. The veins don't seem to come down, though. You can still see them, like, protruding in strange areas. But you don't, you feel like a little bit off, but there's nothing mechanically is different at this moment.
Yeah, she just sits there and just kind of looks at her hands and, gives a puzzled look.
You've been scarred by the darkness.
Maybe we should just continue around the cove here. It looks like there's a couple more openings and see what's through there.
Yeah, there are actually. So you could go either as to the west, or the other one that was going up was going kind of north-ish.
Do you good ladies have a preference in which one we check first?
They're both very dark, right?
Yep.
Can't really see. Yep.
Are they about the same width, or pretty much? I mean, I don't remember the map
The
now.
one to the north is a little bit more narrow, but not by a lot. It's like 40, like between 30 and 40, and the other one's between 40 and 50.
Maybe we should check the one that's the one that's a little bit wider. Maybe we can see some area maybe where we can confirm that that's the way this ship come in from.
Agreed. But with nothing else to go on, really, since nobody reads Latin very well. So,
Maybe Elizabeth, though, she's a tavern.
yeah,
It's like, no,
maybe.
I happen to speak. Nobody, undercuts the tavern lady. All right, so you start to move. It's a little windy. There are some of those like breakers in the water, so you've got to avoid them, but it's not rough water, so there's no problem actually doing it. It does stay about the same width that it is for a bit, and then as it turns to the north, it gets a bit more narrow. And you're kind of moving along it, and then you kind of circle back around to the west. And as you do, you are looking into this space, which you're remember you're traveling through these wherever your torchlight or lantern light goes, like you've got this like sparkly and the around you anyways. But as you kind of pull into this room, like you kind of get out of it, like you notice immediately that drops away. And as your eyes adjust, keep doing that in the focus, keep grabbing my hand. Your eyes adjust and you can see that this wall looks like it's covered, and the ceiling and all around you of this large room, it's about 360 feet by about 260. It is covered in what about golf ball size. I mean, you probably know what golf balls, but you know what it is. Red, kind of softly glowing, would appear to be insectoid eyes. And as you come in, they're all kind of like moving around and like kind of like as it's kind of looking at you, I guess, in a sense. There's probably millions of them in here.
Oh.
You do notice though that off to the north-ish part of this cave, there's actually some land, like a little beach. I mean, if you don't mind landing in the room with all the bug eyes.
Right.
I'll say no sudden movements. Let's go for the landfall there, and then just make no sudden movements. Maybe they will not bother us.
Agreed. Carefully. Very, very carefully.
Yeah, so you're rowing, till you get to this landfall, which is basically like a black sand beach. It's not huge, but it's enough that you can pull the rowboat up about halfway, so it's not going to like leave you. It is a black sandy beach. Now that you're so close, you can see that these definitely are not like bugs. They're just these like eyes that seem to be built into the wall. And everybody can make an AR and use your mind.
$15 on a dot.
Nice.
Oh, 12.
I'm stripping the thread out of this shirt.
17.
Nice. All right. So Elizabeth and I don't know your character's name anymore, even though I made them for you. The knight, Harold. You guys notice? See the two NPCs. You guys notice that there's actually what appears to be in the shape of a door, and you really notice it because there's these millions of eyes everywhere, but there's like one small area, like maybe this big, that is just, I mean, it looks black to you because there's like no eyes there glowing. And then as you're looking at it, you can see that it's almost like in the space where a handle would be for a door. And you can see the shape of the door.
I do believe we should see where this may lead. You three stand back and let me go and open first.
Okay. God go with you.
Okay. So you're going to stick your hand in the hole?
Oh yes,
Open.
it's not like a opening. I mean, like a something you reach in and pull and open. I mean, or whatever. You just have to
Yeah,
put
you
your
got to
hand
reach in
through.
there. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you'll do it.
Yeah. You stick your hand in there, and even though you probably have a mailed glove on or whatever, it almost feels like itchy as you kind of reach in there. Like you just get this like gross feeling like bugs are crawling all over your hand. But you brave it, and you can feel what is actually something you can turn, like a knob. And when you do it, the door loosens and you can pull it open. And sure enough, there's a door there. There is a passageway. It's about 7-8 feet tall, so like a normal, but it's only about 5 feet wide. So it's kind of actually, that's for D&D, that's a skinny corridor, but that's actually normal. but it goes up on a steep incline. So it's basically like a hill going up, made of black sand, going up into the darkness. It looks like it goes up and then it turns a bit to the right.
Yeah, and is it Melusina that has the lantern? Is that right?
Yeah, I can bring the lantern.
Yeah, you shine a lantern in there. It goes up about maybe like 20, 30 feet, and then it turns, so you can't really see beyond there. But it looks like it's a passage going up.
Going up.
Yeah, it's sandy, but it's definitely an incline.
Want to follow it, Harold? Everyone?
Yes.
Oh, this is
Okay.
what we came for, right?
I mean, yes, based on the Latin I read, this is exactly what we came for. Absolutely.
Sounds like. All right, yeah. So you head up this passageway, and it kind of goes up, and then again you're going up, and then it kind of like turns a bit to your right, and then just as it does, like you could continue to go right, and you'd enter into a room, or you could kind of go past it and keep going. The room itself is black and sandy, just like everything else. About 10-foot tall ceilings. It's about 80-ish, 80 by 60, but it's round. You do actually see, most notably, a skeleton. He is lying on the ground, on his back. He is in kind of rusted and broken armor. Sitting in his open skeletal hand is a sword. And just beyond him, further back in the room, your lantern can catch it. You see there's like a kind of a large like leather sack that seems to be bulging. Yeah.
Yeah, as we make our way in, can we, Harold would look to see if it's does it have like a Spanish soldier's uniform like that other one did?
Yeah. So you start to walk in, and you see the hand grab the sword and it begins to sit up. It does not have a Spanish. It's actually it's British. This looks quite old though. This is probably at least 100 years old, based on the armor that he's wearing. But let's roll initiative, because this skeleton's about to do some hacky hack. Let's see. I'm just going to go the order I have here for me so I keep track of it. So Crystal, roll initiative for the party so we can see what happens here. 4 for the skeleton.
Three.
All right. He sits up and he looks with his empty eye sockets. He goes to speak his mouth, but the bottom half of his mouth just drops open, and black sand pours out, and he charges at one of you. I guess I need a D4. Actually, I'll just roll a D6 and ignore 5 and 6. No, so I'm like, I'm going to keep rolling 5 and 6, but I did not. Melsunia, the skeleton sees you and wants your magical blood.
All right.
But he rolls a 1.
Oh,
So he gets
Can't
up and
have
like
it.
one of his legs is backwards. He's like, what? He does not quite get to you. So yeah, Elizabeth. There's a skeleton.
Is there like a stick she can pick up and use with a weapon?
A stick?
Mm-hmm.
No, you can have whatever
Or
weapon
a rock
you would
or
imagine that she
whatever.
would have. No, she can. You can, if you want to just give her a weapon, you can.
Okay, she'll throw her dagger at it.
You gotta throw it. Okay, go for it.
9.
9. That does not hit. Melusina.
Not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna try to hit it with the dagger, but I'm gonna try to melee it.
Okay.
Nope, 12.
All right. Yeah, this thing's frightening, I guess. Harold, the brave.
Yep, he's going to take his greatsword and try to chop it in two. And with a natural 1, he's probably slips in the sand himself.
All the knights are slipping. And Brigitte, who's darning her,
Yeah, darting the shirt. Yeah, she furrows her brow, grabs her sickle, and that is an 18.
nice. Let me see if we can
Nice.
avoid it. Roll a 4. So yeah, do some damage.
9, that is 16.
Nice. Yeah, it chops into it. Some bones fall. It's still standing though. So let's roll initiative for the next round. Crystal. I gotta get my pencil. That was a 4 for the bad guys.
6.
6. All right, you go first. You threw the dagger.
She'll pick up a rock and throw that.
There's not really any rocks in here because it's a sandy cave. You could throw your shoe.
Okay. She'll hide behind Harold.
Okay, that's always a smart place to be. All right. 16. Melusina.
All right, I'll try to stab it again. 15 that time.
Okay. Ooh, 14. It does not avoid it.
Okay.
So damage.
Yep. Haven't had a chance to get my D10s out here.
Did you think you weren't going to kill anything?
I'd never know.
Like, I only keep the D20s out for the spells.
Exactly. If I can't do that, okay, 10, 16, 22, 27.
27?
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
Holy cow.
with a dagger. Yeah, love this game.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, so you smash into this thing with the dagger, and it just crumbles to the ground and falls, dropping its sword, and the various pieces of armor that are rusted fall around.
Harold is going to reach down and grab the sword. Does it feel like anything special when he picks it up, or?
No, it's a nice sword, but it's quite old. But it's very serviceable. It's not rusted like the sword was on the sailor.
He
So it's
turns
definitely-
and hands it back to Elizabeth and goes, "You may need this for protection."
Take that.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, he seems to be out of commission. There is, as I mentioned, a large bag.
Yeah, we'll move on up closer to it, or we'll bring the lantern.
Okay. Yeah, everybody can.
my question is,
Everybody make an AR too,
oh, okay,
just as a with mind.
with mine.
See what-
Nope.
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 How about Elizabeth? Make an AR with your mind.
19. I made it.
19, awesome. Yes, you guys head over to the sack and you're kind of looking at it. But Elizabeth, you notice actually kind of partially buried in the sand, there seems to be some like a piece of parchment.
Look, there in the sand. There's something buried.
Well, what is it? I mean, can we see it?
It looks like some kind of parchment. Here.
Okay. If she gives it to me, I look at it with a lantern.
It looks like a map. The map clearly shows the cave that you came in. You know, it's like marked. And then it shows like kind of the up the coastline, another like 10 miles or so. There seems to be some other like a large river mouth marked off as well with an X.
Okay.
In the bag, in the leather sack, there is actually a ton of coins, gold coins. It's very like a big sack of gold coins. And in addition to that, inside there is a diamond.
I'm just remembering that weight of a man being 5,000 gold coins. I'm not sure if we should take anything. I don't know.
Oh no, we must take this with us. And Harold will start scooping it up, and you're trying to secure the satchel.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you lifted it. It is quite heavy. I mean, you would imagine that it's probably almost as heavy as carrying a person for sure. Yeah, you can pick it up. The leather bag is, even though it's kind of beat up, it holds. It's like rotted. I mean, it probably won't take a lot of abuse, but if you're careful with it, it'll hold until you get somewhere else. But this cave is basically that. You could go back, of course, where you just came from, or you could also continue to the east if you want to explore this area more.
Let's go to the east. Let's keep exploring.
Okay, sure.
Unless everyone has another idea.
Oh no, Harold will go whichever way you tell him.
East
Cool.
it is.
Yeah, I'm fine with the east. That's this way.
Everybody follows. You're the one that read the Latin on the map, so they're just following you.
Oh, right. Yeah. That, seems like a good idea.
You move further to the east, and it opens back up into another room, very similar to the room that you were just in, except smaller. In this one, you see you would reckon more than a dozen, but less than 2 dozen, we'll say, without counting them, skulls kind of littered around the cave, and you see a handful of gold coins, like kind of, you can just see them like in random places. You see gold coins in the sand.
Do they look like the same markings, the coins that are in that bag?
Oh, you want to walk in and get one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. So you grab one out of your bag and you walk up to that and you start looking. Yeah, it looks the same. And then you feel a rumble under your feet, and up through the black sand comes a huge, well, to call it a snake would be one way to say it. It is a snake-like body, but the head of it, which is about twice the size of one of your heads, is that of a human, I guess. Although the eyes are missing, and the mouth is about 3 times the size and full of large fangs. And it's hungry. So let's roll initiative. Nikki.
Okay.
Oh, we got a 6.
Oh, 4. Damn it.
Oh boy. All right. The great cave snake is hungry, and it's going after somebody. Oh, 5. If I wasn't lazy, I would go get a D4, but I can't. Oh my God, really? Oh no, Elizabeth, the snake lunges at you with its horrible. Oh, it misses though. With its horrible, I guess because it has no eyes. It snaps in the sand next to you. It's like basically, it's like its head's right next to you in the sand. And it is your turn, actually.
She kicks at its head.
You gotta chop it. Okay.
Yeah, like she stomps it with her foot. I rolled a 19.
Nice.
So does it get a DR?
It does actually, yes. 11 fails.
Okay. So she actually stomps its eye for 23 damage.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, you chomp down on it, and it this kind of like white, sappy, smelly ichor starts to pour out, and it is Lucina's turn.
Okay. I will try to stab it in the same eye with the dagger. See if I can't really hurt it. Ooh, 17.
Okay. Let's see if it. Nope, does not avoid it.
All right, let's roll that. Wait, 8 plus 15, 20, 26.
Nice. All right, yeah. So you shove your sword through its eye, Elizabeth, pulling it out, and Lucina comes up and jams it right in right after you with the patented double stabby stab move, and the snake drops. It shakes a little bit and then it stops moving. This like white ichor is pouring out. It kind of smells nasty, but yet sweet at the same time.
Ew.
Yeah.
And seeing the snake go down, Harold starts picking up those gold coins as fast as he can.
All right. Yeah, you start scooping them up, and actually, you see where this thing kind of came up out of the ground. It like collapsed a bit, and when you look down there, there's actually a chest down there, a treasure chest.
Oh, let me see if I can lift this up. And he'll reach down, to try to pull it up.
Okay, yeah. So you pull it up, and yeah, it's one of those. It's got like a lock on it, but it's because it's been in the sand so long, it's like all jammed. So you'll have to like smash it open or something if you want to, unless you can pick it. But I don't think you are that type. You'll need an AR basically if you want to smash it open, or you can just take the whole chest, I guess.
Yeah, if it's not too, if he can carry it, because if there's no way, I guess he could open it. So, and he wouldn't smash it. So,
Okay, yeah, I mean it's big. You'll have to drag it behind you, but you certainly could. I mean, if you're carrying the coins, you probably can't take it, but somebody else could drag it. It weighs at least as much as the coins do.
Brigida will start dragging it.
All right, yeah. You start dragging this thing. Yeah. So as you're looking around, this appears to be now the end of this passage. Like it's basically a dead end in this cave.
Okay, so back the way we came, I guess.
Okay, yeah, for
It's
sure.
dead ended.
Yeah, so you can go back. You move down to the boat where the other two are waiting. And they see that you got this loot. When you put them in, both the sack of coins and the chest weigh basically about as much as a person. So between the two of them and the four of you and that stuff, the boat is like, it's not taking water, but it's full. You're basically.
well, can we put like one in each boat then?
Yeah, we have two
Oh, sorry, you
boats.
have two boats. Oh, I forgot about the second boat. Yes, 100%. Yeah, you can put them both in the other boat actually if you want.
Yeah,
So then you are not at capacity because you have two boats. I almost forgot about that. That is perfect. Excellent. Yes, you have plenty of space for loot. So yeah, you throw the chest and the coins in the boat, and then you get in the other boat, or however you want to do it. And yeah, you're in the room with the gross eyes. And somehow these guys sat there they probably went into the hallway. You come down, you see them in that slanted part. They're like, yeah, we weren't going to sit in that room. Nobody's sitting in that room. That room is a creep.
So we have one more tunnel to explore, right? Or is there more to?
As far as you've seen, the only seen one way you haven't gone yet. Yeah, that's true.
Of course, we're
You wanna go
inside,
back?
so I have no idea of knowing what time it is.
Yeah, you've been exploring for maybe a couple hours at the most, an hour and a half. It had just gone black when you got in here too. So where it was going to go. I mean, you're basically, I think you've been here more than an hour. So you're in for the long haul.
Okay.
Yeah. So you start to make your way back down that kind of windy, narrow passageway back into that first room that you were in that was kind of like kidney shaped. Did I say bladder shaped last time? Kidney shaped, is what I meant. This is why I'm not a doctor. Well, it's not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons why I'm not a doctor. And yeah, you can see that there's that passageway that goes to the north. It's a little bit more narrow than the one that you took. Or, of course, is the way you came in. But out there is only darkness.
Well,
So
Harold,
what are we waiting for?
yeah, let's go.
I'm not sure. What are you waiting for? Yeah, so you start taking this one. This is actually a pretty long passage. It probably takes you somewhere around like 15 minutes to navigate before it starts to open up into another space. It's quite windy. And there's areas where you literally have to, like, not that you were standing up in the boat, but you would not be able to stand up in the boat where the ceiling gets low, like almost down to where you'd be like just above your head. And in areas where you could easily touch the walls as you go by with the boat. But as you kind of continue to move, mostly because you can't turn around, it's too narrow. you eventually you can see that you feel like it's starting to open up, like it starts to get taller in the ceiling, and also. Okay, that is that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's 5. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it opens up into basically you open up into a large cave. It is kind of like the room that you came out of, the creepy bug room, except this room that is gigantic. It's like a 500-foot round. It's not perfectly round room. Seems to be like covered all the walls in what you can't believe would be, but almost look like almost fist-sized emeralds. And they're giving off a very soft green glow. So the whole room, as you come around the corner to it, you start to see this like green glow. And as you come into this room, it's like just this kind of this like soft green filling the entire space. As soon as you come in, you're coming in at basically the north side of the room because you kind of circled around. There's immediately another passageway going north. So you can imagine the room is like here and you came like this. You could quickly leave it if you wanted to. But of note in this room, there is actually a very large, considering how you got into this room, 100 foot by 45 foot by 30 foot boat floating in here. You can faintly see painted on the side its name, the Waned Messenger. It looks to be a fairly modern design, but it looks very old. Like this, you could see even from this distance, there's like any like metal it's on. You can see it's starting to rust. There's like cobwebs. The sails look torn up, but it's floating.
Do you ladies recognize the name displayed there?
I don't think that you would. So
Okay. I do not know.
I don't think so.
Nope. Is it something you've seen, Harold?
No, it is not.
Let's go on it.
I agree. Maybe you can find more treasure, Harold. You seem to like that.
Yes, we all have our reasons, of course.
okay, yeah, you can take. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, let's say let's go on the boat.
Yeah, you can use your rowboat and comp alongside of it. And much like your boat that you have outside, this has the netting on the side. So you can just like tie off to it pretty easily and climb up onto the deck. And when you do, you can see that there are, like I said, from a distance, you saw like the sparkling of like cobwebs. When you go to touch the cobwebs, they just like snap and break. Like they look like, normally cobwebs like sticky, like if they're pretty fresh, like these look like they've been here for a long time. They just like break off like dust basically. And the deck of the ship, you can see, like I said, in any place where you would have seen metal, looks rusted, and any of the bronze stuff is all tarnished. In addition to that, you can see that there are large, kind of dark, almost black, but red-black stains all over the deck. And there is in fact, I should say, like a trapdoor that's open with a set of stairs going down into the body of the ship.
I'll come right behind you with the lantern, Harold. You go first.
Yes, as long as we have plenty of lamp oil.
Yeah, you should be fine
Okay.
so far. All right, yeah. So you start to move down towards that, and actually, this is probably a good time to take a little 5-minute.
All right.
Sound good? So we'll take a little 5-minute break, and we'll come back and see what's inside the ship. So right back.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yep, I'm good to go.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. So far, you guys have only killed each other. Very hateful in the hateful place. All right, so we are on the boat. Okay, so you start to walk down the stairs. And oh, I'm sorry. There's something else on top. I should probably tell you. It's because you would definitely notice it. I thought that was down below deck. There's a dead body on top. On the deck. You can actually see when you're looking around, right by the the wheel. There is a dead body. I don't know if you want to look at that before you go down or not, but
Yeah.
there's a dead body.
Virginia will
Skeletal?
go start stripping it.
Okay, you go up. It is the captain. He's clearly the captain. He has a captain outfit on. He is an older gentleman. He's probably in his 60s. Long gray beard. Although the beard is stained with blood, as his throat's been torn out. Looks like he's been dead for a while. But the clothes are actually in good condition. So that's good for you. His face is locked in a final terrifying death scream, but the clothes are good.
That's great.
Yeah. As you're stripping him, though, you're kind of pulling his clothes off. In his jacket pocket, there's a small bag that you think maybe has marbles or something in it. When you look in, there's actually a bunch, maybe a dozen black pearls, kind of like the earring that you saw, except not earrings.
Anybody have needed this?
They're probably valuable.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, we need to take those.
We can make a matching set of earrings.
Indeed, many sets of earrings.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So sorry about
Yeah,
that.
Brigitte will pocket them.
Yeah, you would think that they're valued somewhere around 5,000. All right, so
Wow.
stairs.
5,000 fingers. What
Does he have a?
Coins, gold.
in the flesh market?
Oh yeah, I have a sword. I forgot.
A sword, yeah. You got that sword from that skeletal knight.
Yeah, I was gonna add for the other weapon, but I forgot I have a sword.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, yeah. So stairs. Sorry about that. Like this captain is not armed, so there's no weapons on him. Okay, so you go down the stairs, and that puts you in 4. Okay, so it looks like there's, you come down the stairs, and there's like a very thin hallway going from front to back, stem to stern or stern to whatever it is. Clearly, I'm not a sailor. And there's several doors. Immediately, you see. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Oh, actually, no, they're not doors. These aren't closed-in areas. They're open. So as you come down the stairs, you actually, as your lamp light flickers into the corner, the back side of the back end of the ship, you see a very large pile. Because the bags are broken open of gold coins. They're spilt out all over the floor. A lot of gold coins. Yeah.
Do they look like the same symbols as the other ones, the other coins?
Yeah. So you start to walk towards it, and when you do, this woman comes. She's actually very young. Like in her young 20s, very, very comely, but her clothes are ripped and beat up. And she starts to move towards you. You can see she looks like she's been bruised and battered. And she says, help me. And she kind of trying to run towards your.
Where'd she come from?
She came from behind the gold. There's literally big bags of gold there. Like she was like sleeping
Wow,
right
she
there.
must be short or they must be tall.
They're tall. There's 100,000 gold coins here.
Oh my goodness. We
Yeah.
we rich as creases. Oh,
Yeah. There's literally piles of gold coins here. Like, yeah, piles of gold coins. Yeah. And she's petite. Yeah. But she comes running out toward you. Help me, help me.
Brigitte will approach her, digging into her satchel to start to mend her wounds.
Okay. Yeah. She comes up and she tries to embrace you as her savior. And then when she does, she looks at you and she says, "Run." Let's roll initiative. Oh, let's see. I should have made the gold sound bigger than it was, I guess. Sorry. Tony, initiative.
Okay.
3.
At a 6.
Aha, you go first. She says run, and she looks at you with eyes wide. Yeah. Oh, I guess this must happen before initiative. Okay, no. She says run, her eyes go wide, then her head explodes.
oh.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a detail. Yeah, a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if it would happen. So her head explodes, and crawling out from her head is basically a giant spider.
Oh,
Oh,
And when it turns and it looks, and it's got the face of a man, well, face of a woman, I guess, between the mandibles, and it has very similar eyes to her. Okay, now Elizabeth. I knew I missed something.
How close is it?
I mean, you're all relatively close. You could get close to it. You could move further away. It's basically right at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, no, Elizabeth's kind of on the way. Back to the boats.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Elizabeth is going to run away back to the boats.
Okay, back to the boat that you came from. Your boat, so back up the stairs.
You hear her screaming, "Fuck this!"
But back to your boat, though, right? Not the back of this boat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you run back up the stairs. No problem. Melusina.
oh, she'll dagger the spider.
Why not?
Why not? Nope. 10.
Okay, no. Harold.
yeah, I mean, this thing catches him off guard, and when he sees what it transformed into, and it's right on top of Brigitte, he goes, "Stand back, woman. This is my job." And he's going to try to slice it with the sword. Hey, that's going to hit. So, AR, I guess.
Ooh, we got a 20.
Oh, man, that would have been... I had 2 10s on damage, too.
Oh, too bad. Yeah, it turns. And you basically hack deeply into the body of the woman as it finishes crawling out of her. Bridget.
She runs.
Okay.
She heard run, she ran.
All right, well, that makes sense. All right, so this thing's going to lash out at either Melusina or Harold. But it misses terribly. Tries to slash out at Melusina and misses terribly. So initiative, Tony.
Deuce.
All right, it's going to go first. It's going to try to lash out again. It's in a lashing mood. Once again, lashes out at Melusina and misses by a mile. Nikki.
All right.
This thing's like...
I can see its mandibles
Oh, yeah?
and stuff. I'm going to shove that acid vial, try to break it, and be like, "Eat this!" and shove that vial of the acidic water right in its face.
Oh, in the water? Okay, sure.
Yep.
Go for it.
Yep, 17.
Okay. No, 10, it does not avoid it. Okay, yeah. Do some damage.
All right. Uh, 20.
Okay. It spits out the black water. Harold.
Yep,
Oh, yeah,
he'll try to great sword it. That one is just barely hit. So
Let's see if we got that. Nope, doesn't manage to avoid it.
27 total damage.
Oh man. It is like it staggers back. 6 of its legs are broken. It's just like standing on 2 legs. Its face is like almost human. And it looks and let's do initiative. 1.
4.
All right, you go first. Damn it. That was good. Nick.
Yeah. So now I see it's hurt, so I'll try to dagger it again.
It's going to do its epic move.
Oh yeah, 16.
Oh, 15. It avoids it. Aha!
Okay.
It dances back. Harold.
Yep, that's going to hit again.
Oh, jeez. Oh, the poor spider. Poor, gentle spider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it only has 3 hit points, so go ahead and describe how you killed the spider.
That
demon.
was 27 more damage. Yeah, I mean, it's seen Melusina dump the acid water, and it's probably vomiting it up and pouring out. He just, don't let that get on you. And he just takes the greatsword and just slices down the middle of what's left of this creature and just splits it in half.
Yeah, black spider goo pours out. You're probably like already in the rowboat by this point because it's been a couple of rounds, Elizabeth. Brigida, you're like almost there. Like you guys are both getting in the boat.
And Harold
goes
will look at Melusina and go, if you will help me, maybe we can find something to get some of these coins. It's such of a vast amount that at least we can take a bag.
Oh sure. I think we have a bag. I'll help him put some coins in a sack.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of bags here that are like broken and stuff, but if you start sort through, you could probably get some kind of a bag if you don't already have one. Yeah, you can start to load up coins. As you're doing it, you hear a voice from the darkness at the other end of the ship. It's a man's voice. He says, "Oh, you killed the beast. Well done. Help me."
What type of help do you need?
I'm bound here. The beast was torturing me. It's a demon.
And who are you? I am Harold of Warwick.
I am Charles Desar. I am but a humble priest.
I'll keep my dagger out, but I look at Harold and say, "Shall we go look?"
It is my duty to assist those who need it. Yes, we should at least check and see.
All right.
Yeah. If you move down there with the lantern, you get about halfway down the ship, and now finally the light kind of shines, and you see kind of a sorry state in one of the columns that's at the front of the ship. You see a man. He looks like he's got he probably had a shirt on at one point, but it's like completely shredded from being whipped, and you can see wounds that are there are some still open and kind of dripping, and some that are healed. So it looks like he's been tortured over some period of time. He's like in his late 30s. Again, scarred, beat up. He's got kind of a growth of beard that's unkept. He's barefoot. And he looks up at you and he says, "Hi. If you are ones to fight the darkness, I would join you."
You also fight darkness?
Yes. I was heading to France. Apparently, there is a great revolt in France of those of us fighting the darkness. I was to join them. And this woman, sadly, was a handmaiden, but she was taken by the demon. Killed the captain. Much of the crew was thrown from the ship. We've been in this harbor for some time, I guess. I don't feel the waves anymore. He coughs.
Harbor.
You said he's bound by ropes and stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, he's tied up.
Oh, Harold wouldn't cut him.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, he gets up and kind of stretches. He says, Oh, thank you. I need. And he kind of like lifts his arm, looks up. He's like, I'm gonna get some water. And he kind of like leaning against the wall. He starts to move over to where the barrels are, and he kind of pulls one. If you don't saw him, he pulls one open, and there's like a scooper on the side of it. And he scoops up water and starts drinking it. And you can
Where's the
see
other lady that was with us? Does she not have the training, I believe, in herbs and things of such? Maybe she has something that can help his wounds. Where did she flee to?
I think she fled back to our boat, our rowboat. Back up the
Yeah,
stairs.
how long
So
did you
right
guys
now,
want to wait
Bridget
there?
and Elizabeth are like getting the anchors up and like,
Yeah, leaving
starting to
us
row
here.
out. Like, Harold and that other lady must be dead by now. Otherwise, they'd be here already.
Yeah, you guys are gonna start to move. Okay.
I'll help this guy to see if we can help him up top, to
Okay. Yeah, you probably get to the top, and as you do, you can see that they've already started to row away a bit. But you can the space is large enough that you can see.
We're not dead.
Oh, that's good.
we need your help here. We need your herbs and things to help this man.
Oh, okay, I could do that. And starts rowing the opposite direction. And yeah, ties off against the boat. Unless Elizabeth wants to go the other direction.
She'll like once she sees they're not dead and you start rowing the other way, she will too. What
Yeah, you
happened to
see
what happened to the beast?
We killed him. Harold killed him.
Good job, Harold.
Yes, the darkness has been defeated so far.
Well, I'm sorry, I just ran. Someone said run, and I ran. And well, what do we have here?
This man was
sorry.
bound by the beast, and we have rescued him. He needs your touch of your herbs and things to help salve his wounds.
Oh, okay. And she looks him over.
Where are we? He said he's looking around. He's like, when I was brought below deck, we were on the coast sailing. This is such a strange place.
Oh, you're in a cave now.
This is no cave that I've ever seen.
Well, I've never been in caves either, so.
He makes like a religious, he crosses himself or whatever, and he says, oof, this place stinks of the devil. Yeah, he's like, he's not technically like hit point hurt, so you can, if you want to do whatever, you don't have to, you can help him.
Yeah, she'll check him over and then just pat him on the back. And
yeah, he's mostly just like superficially wounded, but he's been like beaten and has been fed and stuff. So that water helped him a lot. He says this place. Oh, so you came up on deck, I guess, right? So is Elizabeth also coming back up on deck, or you're staying in the rowboat?
Yeah, she will.
Okay. Yeah. So he says this place is evil. I've never seen so much gold in my life, though. Imagine to be so close to so much that you would have wanted. But now, with the changing of times, flesh is more valuable than gold. Evil is more powerful than good. And he kind of sits down. He seems exhausted. But yeah, he'll join you.
Idea. So we have no idea how you got into this cave.
No, we were sailing up the British coastline. We rendezvous with some other boats that were heading to France, as I mentioned.
Okay.
In this cave, I don't even know how this boat could be in this cave. He starts to look around. He says, is there another way in? That passage looks too small.
well, it is small. Yeah, we had to bend down to get through here with the boat, with just the rowboat.
It's the devil's work, it says.
I think it's just the darkness.
The passage to the north, I mean, we don't know how big that one is, so could it have come down that way?
Well, I mean, from what you saw, no, it wouldn't fit through that passage.
No, it wouldn't fit through there. Okay, so it
I
just,
mean, it might get wider after that, but where the actual passage is, it's way too small.
okay.
Everybody make a mind check.
Nope.
Yes, 16.
17.
Nope.
Awesome. All right, yes. You kind of at the corner, you see some movement. You look down, and starting to wrap around one of your boats is a large black water serpent. It's like wrapping its body around one of the rowboats, like a constrictor. Oh,
Oh.
crap! And there's people down there.
Yeah.
They scream out, ah! And they grab onto the netting and try to climb up to where you are.
So the serpent's taking the rowboats?
Looks like it's about to crush one of the boats. Yeah, the one with all the money.
Are there any harpoons or spears, anything that we see on this ship we're on?
Sure. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if there's some, something we can shoot at it from here, yeah.
Yeah, if I can throw it.
Harpoon. Yeah, there'll be harpoons. Use like a throwing harpoon. Not like a ballast or anything, but like a harpoon. They probably have. Go for it.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, it wasn't paying attention to you, so it's not going to get a DR for that first attack, anyways.
18 damage.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. It hisses out, and then it goes back under the water. It retreats basically.
Maybe we should leave as soon as possible before they come back.
Yes, take some harpoons with us, just in case.
Of course, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good idea.
There's one more.
And if we can, she'd want to take a net as well.
Yeah, you can cut those nets off the side for sure. All right, awesome. Yeah, you can collect that harpoon. Did you want to get any more of that gold?
Man, that's with my background. That's a.
Harold, eventually I'll be able to make you all the gold, the Philosopher's Stone.
No, he's not gonna. He's gonna, yes. No, we should leave immediately. This man needs our help.
Yeah, we could come back.
Yes, we have the
We
map.
can make
and
several
we'll-
trips.
Sure. All right. Did you want to go back like the way you came, or do you want to explore that other cavern to the north?
This
I think we should go north.
Yeah, we're supposed to be
this-
finding a new world or a better
Is it-
world.
Yeah, isn't that what it said, to go north?
Oh yeah,
Hey.
that's what it said.
Harold would be opposite. He would want to get this guy back to our main boat, and then
Yeah, Elizabeth thinks we should get out of here. I mean, we can always come back to the cave. Let's just get out of here with the money and stuff that we have for now.
Okay.
You do it.
yeah, Harold would be the let's get this guy back to our main boat, and then we can come back in.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, you guys load up into the boats and start moving off into the passageway back, that long kind of narrow passage. Let me give it a chance. Yeah, there's actually, you find on this boat too some more oars, because remember the oars got lost from that other rowboat. So you actually have oars now for the second boat, so you can actually, they could row it instead of being just towed. So you can move a little bit easier. So yeah, you travel down the tunnel back. It's, again, there's areas you have to deck your head, and such. But after a bit, you find yourself back in that room with that wreck where where somebody went for a swim.
Yeah, right.
I tried diving.
But it's kind of weird because the passageway that you pretty sure you came through is now only about like 2 feet wide.
Oh. That's strange.
Yeah.
And there's no
Kind of.
other passages?
Well, there's 3 passages. One that you just came from, one that goes into the room with the eyes, you believe, and then that passage that you came from originally seems to be narrowed, which is very bizarre and strange. Clearly,
Yeah, and it would be impassable now, huh?
well, you could probably. I mean, it's only 2 feet wide. You could probably actually like put your feet and hands across it and walk through it, but then you're going to end up, uh, you know,
In the water?
in the water when you get to the.
Yeah. We couldn't take the boat or the treasure, Harold.
So let's
Yeah, I
go
mean, do you want
north.
to explore it?
I guess
Do you
we're
want to try to
going
explore
north.
it? I mean, you want to try to explore it and see what's past that? But you'll have to leave the boat temporarily, at least.
I would think the good lady maybe has the best idea. We are going to have to go back and go the direction that you two wanted to go.
Okay.
All right.
You want to go back to where you just came from?
Yep, and go
Yeah.
north. Is it north, I believe?
Oh, okay. You can go that way. Oh, hold on. Brigida, you're a magician as well, and so is Melisina.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can both make soul rolls.
15
Oh.
exactly.
That's an
Oh.
18.
So as you're starting to turn to go north again, you look out of the corner of your eyes, and the passage looks like normal again. The passage that you originally came from, and then when you like out of the corner of your eye, then when you turn all the way, it looked closed again.
Hmm.
It seems to be an illusion.
Maybe we should just try sailing. Worst thing that can happen is we bump. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
not.
I'm all for rowing. Let's row through it.
Okay. Obviously, we'd
Wait.
tell Harold and Elizabeth what we see.
Well, if you think it's
Okay.
some type of illusion, then okay, we will try.
And do you believe that it's an illusion?
Yes.
How about Harold? Do you believe it's an illusion?
Yeah, I mean, with Bridget and Melisina telling that, based on their experience, he would believe. Well, he would go with their belief.
How about Elizabeth? Do you believe it's an illusion?
You roll for it.
Do you trust them?
I do believe it's an illusion with the 17.
All right. Fantastic. So yeah, you start to row and going straight at this wall, and you pass right through it, and you're able to maneuver past it. And a couple feet into it, you no longer see the passage narrow anymore, but you see it the way you saw it when you originally came in. Yeah. And you're able to move, through it. It's actually relatively wide. To get to the entrance of the sea, which is actually pretty wavy and windy now. It is dark. So, you'll have to go across the sea in the darkness a little bit to get to your boat, which of course calls for a random monster check.
Of course.
Because why wouldn't it? And you make it fine with no monsters. Sad. Okay, yeah. So you actually get just like before. It's super dark. And when you find that cave, which feels like it's a million miles away in the darkness where you can't see anything, as soon as you cross into that area, once again where the main boat is, it's like smooth and no wind. I mean, it's still dark, but no wind and smooth, and it feels, for lack of a better word, safe. And you're able to get up onto your boat. No problem. Yeah, so you can unload all that coin and stuff, and Charles, if you want, onto the boat. He's quite happy that you rescued him. And
Wait, what him?
what's that?
Wait, what?
Did you rescue him?
Oh, rescued. Okay. That is not what I heard at all.
Yeah, and he, will he says prayers and stuff, and if you want, and such things. He's a priest, but yeah.
Are we gonna try and open that chest, Harold?
Oh yeah, once we got it back on our boat, if we can get somebody to maybe try to open it, I guess if not, we'll just have to smash it.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a purloin? I don't think so. I mean, I think you just can,
I mean, I don't know. I'm a tavern wench. Would I know? I probably wouldn't, right? No.
I don't know. What class did you pick?
Well, I
Pick a
mean,
class.
it just says like tavern.
I know, but you
keeper,
can pick a
so-
class.
Well, then I guess I would have. I mean, profiteer seems like the best class for someone like that to me.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to try to open the lock without smashing it, you would be the best,
Sure.
most.
Do I get a +3 or?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, I rolled a 9, so 12 total. So I can't
Yeah,
pick the lock. It's too rusted and
Yeah, it's going to
been
require.
out there too long.
Yeah, I
Harold
mean,
will
you'll
have
still
to
be able to get it
smash
open. You'll just have to smash the lock.
Yep, we'll smash it now.
Okay, who's going to do that?
I'll do it.
I mean, could we get like do we not have like a crowbar or a spear? We could just get some leverage and maybe leverage and pop the lock.
Yeah, however you want to describe it. Basically, you're smashing the lock. You're breaking the lock, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're not like gonna harm the contents inside, So like, I mean, we could get like a
Oh,
chisel and
yeah,
a hammer and then,
Yeah, you can use tools to open it or whatever. Yeah. I mean, this is a big chest. It's not like a little thingy. Or maybe you would have wanted to harm what was inside. Who knows? Because when the chest
No.
pops open, since Harold did it, you get to be the one.
Oh no.
Make a DR.
A body DR?
It is a mind DR.
Oh, mine. Oh man, I made it by 1, 16.
All right. This thing pops open, and what you see inside is a small, like maybe 1 foot long, pale white snake. It has no, like its face, it's like the head of a snake, but it has no eyes or mouth. It just like has that shape. It's almost like an outline of a snake, and it like kind of does this hypnotizing thing, but you're just like, and you are not affected by it. So let's see, randomly, who else would have tried it? Actually, let's roll initiative for it. Gets a chance to try to possess somebody else. I think it's Mike's turn. Mike. 4. Roll me
That's a
D6.
1.
Aha. All right. Let's see. That's where everybody moves positions on me. All right, I'm going to do something I did last time because I still never got a D4. Oh, number 2. Harold again. It really likes you. Make another DR.
Oh. Hey, I made it, 18.
All right, you are the resistance to the snake. Well, Senia, the snake is writhing around inside this thing. It's a small little snake.
And that's all that Harold sees in it, just that.
It looks empty except for the snake.
Can Elizabeth shut the lid back?
Sure.
All right, Elizabeth slams the lid back, and then she says, like, put chains around it and throw it overboard.
Yeah, I mean, Harold would agree with you. Let's, secure it and throw it overboard. He thinks it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have a chain on the boat, but you have rope, so you can certainly tie it up so it's closed and send the snake into the black waters.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right.
Jeez.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yeah, I mean, this is a peaceful place. Once again, the whole night passes and nothing bothers the ship. It's quiet. And dawn breaks the next day. Um, yeah, and you've unloaded all the stuff out of your boats. So what you want to do? You want to go back in?
I think we have to.
Or we could follow that big X on the other part of the map.
Oh, yes. That's right. You're a very good map reader, Rigitta.
How far? It was like
I
10
try.
days, a 10-day trip, you said, I think,
Yeah, something like that.
to that other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bit. It's up the road a bit. It's been about 10 days.
I don't care where we go.
I mean, I say let's go. I mean, that other cave, we got a bunch of treasure from that, so we know at the very least that there was some treasure. And I doubt we got all the coins off of that one boat, right?
Oh, it would take many, many days to get, or trips anyway, to get.
We didn't, yeah,
Oh,
we
if
didn't
it's-
get any.
Well, I'd say we take an empty treasure chest and load up, one chest at least with as many coin as we can.
But if it's all illusion, we can just back the ship out. We'll just tick poles.
Oh, is that ship still working? I thought it was like sunk.
Not the
It
one
is
we
not
got.
sunk.
Not that one.
Not the second one.
Okay, so the second one we can actually sell out. Right? The one that has all the gold on it?
I think so. I think it's all illusions.
You think even the one where we had to duck and hands against the wall kind of thing is an illusion as well? Really?
Yeah. Why else would things be where they're not supposed to?
I mean, I don't know. Why are there flying demons every night?
Well, we can take one of the sailors with us here, and you and him can bring it out.
I mean, the worst that happens is we bump into the wall. Or we sail it out and we have all the gold.
All right. I know that that's a lot of gold to just leave behind.
It's a lot of gold. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, since we'll just kind of cut to it. So you go in. I mean, nothing's different. You go into the main path that you took last time, down that very narrow. We have to duck, and curve, but now you know it, so it doesn't feel as long anymore because you know where you're going. You've refilled your lamps with the lamp oil on the ship, and you move into that large chamber where the boat is floating. Yeah, it's still sitting there.
Yeah, Brigida will not duck or anything as we're going through that passage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's just
Okay.
gonna
Make a DR.
Gonna get a concussion.
That's an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you get
Nice.
whacked in the head and you fall back into the boat.
Oh no.
No, into the boat, not out.
Oh, okay. Whew.
You made it.
Are you all
Well,
right?
maybe it's not an illusion. I could be wrong. Maybe we just go north.
It's quite a bruise on your forehead there.
It's
Doesn't
okay.
look illusory.
It matches the dark veins. So
Yeah.
but I think I might have been wrong about it all being an illusion. Although the passage in front of us could be an illusion, we could sail it forward.
Well, let's check it out.
Which one? You want to go? You want to try to take the ship that's there and try to sail it out through the narrow passageway? Is that what you're saying?
Get the
My
one in
understanding.
front of it, right? Towards the north?
Oh, you want to go up the path? Oh, you want to try to sail it that way?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. You're going to try to sail the big ship through there, not your rowboat.
Exactly.
Well, so I would say some of us would stay in the rowboat, like behind it or whatever, in front of it.
Or should we try and see how big the passageway is with the rowboat first?
It's okay if it crashes. I know how to swim, so I've been practicing.
Indeed. Yeah. Okay. So the boat is like in here. somewhere. You are coming from over here. So you're going to get this boat and you're going to try to sail it up this way. That's where you haven't been before.
Yep.
Right where
Okay.
the
I
illusionary
mean, it's a big boat.
rocks are.
Okay. Yeah. Who's going to do that? I mean, it's a big boat. It's going to take, because you're not going to be able to sail it. You have to row it. So I'm going to say that it's probably going to take at least 4 people to row this thing at all, to even be able to move it. So who do you want to row the boat?
Yeah,
Could we take
Brigida
in a
will
couple
help.
of the people from the ship, like the NPCs?
Yeah,
The
sure. I mean,
sailors?
yeah, you got the captain there. He'll definitely take the ship. He's the captain. And the other Fern, the fighter. That's 2.
Yeah, Brigida will help.
Okay.
She's
I
not
don't
scared of
understand
a
why we're
little
not
labor.
scouting.
Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth is going to help, of course.
Okay. So, and the people on the rowboat, so the other 2 of you are going to sit back in this room and wait to see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I guess us in the rowboat will follow behind it.
Oh, yes. Follow behind.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I guess.
All right. Yeah. So you move the boat up into the thing and smash it into the wall. Let's see. Yeah, you succeed in putting a pretty large hole in the side of the boat as you crash into the wall up there. You're down there with the oars, and you see a piece of rock come through the side of it, and the captain up top says, "I don't think this was an illusion."
Yeah, I think I was wrong again.
Oh boy.
He's like, quick, back it up, or we'll be trapped in here, because it's basically filling that whole space.
Oh,
So,
I thought we
everybody
were
row,
gonna
row.
I thought we were gonna reverse the thing out of here. Like I thought behind us was an illusion.
No, Brigitte discovered she was wrong about that.
So
Yeah,
everybody who's rowing,
She
make an
hit her
AR.
head.
Let's get some AR for the rowing to see if you can get it out of the way before you block yourself in there.
no.
Okay, I'll roll for the 2 NPCs. Oh, 1 was good. Okay, actually, you're saved by the 2 NPCs because I said only half of you guys have to do it. So even if Elizabeth doesn't make it, yeah, you back the boat up so it's not completely blocking those caverns, but it's sinking quickly, especially since it's full of gold and now water.
Elizabeth is gonna run into the gold ring. She's gonna start filling her coin purse with as much gold as she can.
Okay. Do you want to just take like a couple hundred gold, or do you want to risk it?
No, she'll risk it.
All right.
Risk it.
Make
Risk it.
PR. The black
Oh,
water.
she fails.
Okay. Yeah, you're in there kind of scooping up gold, and the black water starts to get in your feet, and you can actually feel it starting to burn and tingle. So make a DR to see if you become paralyzed.
17. She was not.
Okay. Yeah, you know though that if you stay here, you're basically screwed.
Okay. So I mean, once she starts filling that burning, she'll, with whatever amount of gold she's managed to fill her, bag with or whatever, she'll start running back to the top.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm assuming by then the rowboat pulled up and got everybody off this thing, and you guys watched the poor, beautiful ship sink full of 100,000 gold coins.
All right, I'm gonna be able to make us a lot of gold eventually when I figure this out. Turn lead into gold.
Yep, I bet. Yeah. So that was successful on some level.
I'm sorry I was wrong. I feel bad I broke the ship.
I mean, you could dive down and get the gold. It just maybe isn't a good idea.
I'm gonna say we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
How much
It's
gold do we really need?
I don't know. How much do you need? What's funny is in the boat, there's all that huge piles of gold, 100,000 gold coins. But then on the other side of the boat, actually, you guys, because you didn't spend time exploring what you found the guy, there was a chest over there that had another 4,000.
That was
It's
the
like-
chest we should have taken.
Yeah. but it's just funny because it's like so much gold, and then another 4,000. Yeah. Any case,
Well, to the north with the rowboats?
Yeah. We don't
Build
have
a
luck
rowboat.
with ships, do we?
No.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. Yes, you head north, and this is actually becomes almost more narrow than the one where you had to duck your head. Like there's times here where you guys are basically like really crunching down, and
No,
just
not ducking her head.
making DR.
Nope, failed.
Okay, you get knocked off the boat.
Oh, come
Making DR.
on.
Making
I
DR
hate
to see-
these dice. I'd scramble to try to get back onto the boat.
Go ahead and make a DR to make sure you're not being paralyzed though.
It failed.
Okay, yeah. So you guys, she falls in. You don't see her come back up.
I'll
haven't
try to
tried it.
find her with an oar.
Yeah, we'll try to help her up again.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it's not very deep here because it's like the very narrow part of the cave. So I'm just going to say that with some effort, you can get her back up on the boat.
Okay.
However, let's roll a d6, Mike, to see how many like rounds it takes, so we can see how much happened with this black water in your system.
3.
3 more, nice.
Oh boy.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You are basically your entire, like all of your flesh, like just under the skin, looks like it's got this like this like dark, like inky black kind of just moving around under your skin, like it's completely in like your pores and stuff. Yeah.
I kind of look at my hands again. Get this puzzled look on my face.
I mean, you're starting to look the part of a witch.
Yeah.
I'm like, Brigitte, you don't look good.
Yeah, I know. I think it'll be okay. Maybe once we get some sunlight on it.
Um,
Maybe.
okay.
You know, sunlight helps with this stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
just temporary.
Certainly, I hope so.
All right. Yeah. So you move up to the north, as stated, narrow passageway, and you enter into another cave. This one is actually completely dark, which is unusual because if you remember the other cave, most of the other caves have this like star-like sparkling, and then in the one cave it was like bug eyes, and then you had the green light in the other cave. This cave you go into, it's just like you went into a cave because it's like opens up, and it's like completely dark. So as you're kind of moving yourselves around, maybe around the walls to make sure you don't crash into anything, you notice as your lantern light falls on it, there's a huge statue. It's only you only see it from the waist up, so you have to imagine that potentially it goes all the ways down underneath the water. Who knows? But from the waist up, it's like almost 50 feet just there. So it's and it is of a huge ape, standing very majestically, with a crown, an ornate crown on its head. And when you're looking at it, you can see there's like indents in where the crown is, where it looks like there were probably huge jewels, you would imagine, though they are no longer there.
Ape with a crown on its head.
You said it's stone, made out of stone?
It's made out of stone, yeah. It's like a really dark stone. It's kind of the same stone as the wall. It's almost like it was carved out of the wall.
Mm,
Yeah.
I'm trying
And as
see.
you're
Are there any words on it or anything?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing written on it. It's just kind of standing there majestically. Well, you imagine it's standing because you can't see its feet because they'd be underwater.
Elizabeth is going to say, I believe that it is an illusion. She's going to reach out and try to pass through it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you touch it. It's actually really smoothly carved. Whoever did it was quite a craftsman.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's not an illusion.
And there's also another passage heading off to the north.
Yep, I guess keep going north, huh? That's the only.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, since you don't have a giant ship to sail through the thing. That was epic.
We're nimble. This way we're nimble.
Yeah, you're better off. Who needed all that money? All right. So you come into
Maneuverability.
this. Okay, so this is kind of I mean, everything is huge, so just keep that in mind. This is like a kind of a oval shaped room, like more wide than deep. You could continue just straight through it to the north. This is about 180 feet across. The whole room itself is about 440 feet. It's got like a very, very as you enter into this room, unlike the other room, was super dark. This one almost has this like very soft blue light filling it. Which is actually, it seems like it's coming just generally through the walls. Like there's no, like in the other rooms where there was light, there were like very obvious signs. This just kind of has like a haze around it. But you do also see, because of the light, that there are 3 bodies floating face down in the black water. Yeah. So you got 3 bodies floating in here. It's got this soft blue light. You could continue through the room to the north, or you could go to the west. There's another passageway. Both of them are narrow, but not so narrow that you can't get the boat through.
Do not touch those bodies. They may be some type of infection that will spread to you.
Nonsense. Look at all that good clothes there.
No, I don't think they're very good clothes.
The
No.
clothes are actually quite silken and interesting looking. You could make a
Exactly.
Bridget, are you trying to get yourself killed? I mean, like,
you could make a mind check to, if you want to figure out if you can identify. Anybody can do that.
That is a
'Cause
16.
They look like they're Chinese. Somehow you must have seen, Chinese clothing at some point.
Exactly.
So you know that, but you don't know bamboo.
yeah, exactly.
Well, they probably didn't bring the bamboo. They only brought
I'm just saying it.
I know Chinese now.
Chinese people rode into our town, like riding on pandas that were carrying bamboo shafts.
No, but she didn't know any. She didn't know the bamboo, so they clearly weren't. They rode in on horses.
Yes. Well, see, this is valuable. She'll try reaching out. Is she close enough that she can reach out?
I mean, you could paddle closer. If everybody's okay with that.
I don't know. With those bodies, every other body we've seen, the water's done something weird too. How are they?
Well, we don't need the body. We could just take the clothes. I mean, look at it. It's silky.
But it's all watery and gross.
Yeah,
it is watery and gross actually, but there are beautiful silk.
And it dries. Water dries.
You've not seen colors like this. Like you usually use the drab colors.
Yes.
Harold,
Everything is
let's not
blue
let her
and red.
Oh my god. I don't think we should go that way.
Okay. Well, okay. But I'm doing this under protest.
Unless Harold and Elizabeth, you're really, really interested. I think we should steer clear.
Oh yeah, Harold always said not to mess with them.
Fine.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
You've been overruled. So
Done everything you guys wanted to do, but yeah, no, can't get the clothes.
We crashed a ship for you.
That's true. North or west?
I mean, to be fair, you've like jumped in the water 4 times. You didn't duck down and let the stone wall slam you in the face. Like, I'm just starting to think you're suicidal, and I feel bad for you.
She just can't accept that the world is the way it is, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess north. Continue north.
Yeah.
North? Okay. Good choice. Always a good choice.
That's what the map said. Go north.
It did actually say that, right? It said that in Latin. All right, this cave is dark. Oh, that's actually what it says for the description. This cave is dark. Oh, okay. Wow, cool. Oh, wow. Oh, geez. Okay. So you come into this cave and it's dark, and like good sailors, you stay along the wall so you don't get lost into the darkness. And you realize as your lantern light starts to shine upon the walls seem to be made of silver, which in and of itself would be unusual. But more unusual is the fact that there are reliefs, or I guess not reliefs, whatever the sticking out would be, of faces.
Faces.
That basically the wall is just covered with all these faces just stuck through. And as you're looking, you kind of blink and you see that one of them is Godwin. And he says to you, "There is no light." And then another one is Gawain. And he says, "She sees you." And then all of a sudden, all these other faces that you don't know them start calling out, "Submit, submit. We are defeated." And they just start like calling out all kinds of crazy shit. So let me just show you this. Kind of show you where we're coming in. So essentially, you're in the. I'll describe it. You're in the south east corner of the room. As you come in, there is another way out of the room at the northwest corner. If you go across the room, or you could go just back in and kind of turn around if you want to try to go back. If this is not what you want to do, but I mean, yelling silver faces is always an interesting option. So what do you want to do?
Oh boy.
I think we should go
They're
forward.
moving their mouths.
It's okay. These are illusions. We'll just
Darkness
move
is our
forward.
Lord.
Okay, I've had enough of your illusions. Let's turn back, get back to the ship.
It holds our
Let's try a
soul.
new cave.
Yeah, I don't like this at
Yeah,
all.
I would start steering back. And you said there's like a west passage.
Yeah, if you want to try to get through the room and get out of there, you could do that, or you could just go into the room and turn around if you just want to go back. And the west passage from the from the floating dead body room, there was a passage to the west there as well. Yeah, you can do that for sure. Or you come back. They kind of stop yelling at you once you leave the room. As wall faces do. And yeah, so you go back to that room. There's the three bodies, beautiful, brightly colored clothing. And as you pass by them and out into the next room, you can actually hear the sound of water pouring, like. And as you get closer to it, your lantern light starts to light up, and it looks like it's raining in this room that you see ahead of you.
Raining?
Yeah. Yeah. And as you get closer, your light starts to light it up, and you can see that the rain looks almost red, like blood. And you're looking across the room, and it's like raining blood in this large room. And the walls look almost like a dark kind of rotten, like flesh color. It's pretty large, about 400 feet across. You can see, though, just barely through the rain that there's actually a passageway to the south from here. Or if you go all the way to the end of the room, you could keep going west. Of course, you'll have to go through the rain to get to either one of those two.
Is this one of your illusions too?
No, I am sure it is. I mean, this is just a cave of dreams, I think.
Well, put your arm out and see if the rain will fall upon it.
Okay. She sticks her hand out.
Okay, yeah. So you're gonna move close so you can get to the rain. Yeah, it falls upon your hand. It feels oddly warm, like a summer rain. You can smell the sound. You can smell the sound. You can smell like an iron smell, like salty.
Yep.
Like blood.
It's blood.
It isn't a burner or nothing, or like.
No, not at all.
It's just blood. So we would have to all want to get really, really bloody.
Well, I'm fine. I mean, it washes off, right? I mean, not like this other gunk that's inside me.
I mean, I'll pull my cloak up and go if you guys want to go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Unless
Okay.
Harold.
You're gonna pull your cloaks up and go out into the blood rain room. All right. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? So you start moving forward into the room, and yeah, you feel this rain falling on you. And like I say, it's like a summer rain, like it's warm, and you can and you smell this kind of this irony, salty smell of blood, basically, as you're kind of moving through. Do you want to just take the shortest route? So basically, go out and make a left, so you go south, or do you want to go across the room to the west?
I think we should. I don't know. What do you think, Harold? I don't know.
He would leave that up to y'all. Whichever way you told him to steer, he.
Well, we're wet already, so why don't we just go all the way across? I mean, we can't get more wet than wet.
I'll try to get some of the blood in one of my vials. Maybe it'll be interesting someday. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so you're trying to catch it, and you guys go across. It's actually, the deeper you get into the room, the harder the rain's pouring, so you can fill up your vial pretty easily.
Okay.
Okay, so since you're going all the way across, everybody roll a d6. Exciting.
The 2.
5.
6.
2.
Perfect. Yeah, you make it across. You're pretty bloody by the time you get on the other side, but as you cross through basically into the tunnel that's on the other side, you pass out of the rain, and you're now in a relatively quiet tunnel that's narrow but moves forward. As you start to move through this tunnel, you can actually see out ahead of you, just beyond a bend. It looks like there's like a soft green glow as you kind of move into this space. It's a kind of an odd shaped room, like an amoeba. And as you kind of come into it, you don't immediately see any other exits. And there's this, like the room with the soft blue light and the floating bodies, this has this kind of soft, like green light. And you can actually, just at the edge of your hearing, you hear just like a very soft, like, and it's very relaxing. And everybody can make a DR. This would be against, I guess, magic. If you have a bonus.
That's a fail.
Fail.
Okay, if you fail, you jump into the water. Unless somebody can stop you. Did anybody not fail?
No, I failed too.
Oh yeah, okay. How about
I like the water.
how about Elizabeth?
I failed.
Okay, so everybody jumps in the water. Fantastic.
And I have a purse full of gold on me, so I think.
Yes, you do. All right, so this is interesting. Well, at this point, sadly, the black water has now reached the brain of Brigida. Everybody else thought the black water had reached your brain a long time ago. But yes, so it is in your brain. Now, everybody can make a DR to make sure you're not paralyzed.
A body?
Body, yeah.
Yep, I made that one.
Made that one.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, good. How about you, Elizabeth?
What is it I'm rolling?
DR.
13.
No, that's your total. 15 is what you would need. Okay, so you are
I rolled a
paralyzed.
13, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. You're paralyzed, so you're not going to be able to try to pull yourself out. But the other ones, you can all try. You can make an AR to pull out.
Okay.
Nope.
6.
I'm used to this now. That's just
16.
18 again.
Oh, you're lucky you pulled out there. All right, so
Oh, boy.
okay, so two of you guys pull up out of the water. Elizabeth is like sinking, and I guess Harold just couldn't get out. So you could try again, Harold. You guys notice that Elizabeth is nowhere to be seen.
Never fail.
Oh, no.
Can we try to help them at all or no?
Yeah, you can try to do what you did before with the paddle. How you saved Brigida. You can try to scoop in there and find Elizabeth if you want,
Yeah.
or you
Ugh.
could just grab Harold. Either one or the other. You could do one of the two things.
I tried to help Elizabeth. I rolled a 13 though.
Okay, yeah, you're scooping in there. You don't find her this round.
I'll
Okay.
help
What
Harold.
about go ahead. I'm sorry. Well, I was going to
I'll
ask you.
help.
What did you,
Help Harold.
okay, what'd you
I'll
roll?
pull him up. 17.
Okay, but it's -8 though because you're trying to help somebody.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's not right then. No.
Oh no, hold on. No, that's only if there's no light source. Okay, no, you're totally fine. So you pull him up. Yeah, Harold, you get pulled up.
All right.
Okay, so coming into the next round, you guys are up. You don't see Elizabeth. She seems to be sinking, so you can try to scoop her again if you'd like.
Yep. Try again. Ugh, 4.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Anybody else want to grab a paddle? There's 2 paddles. Someone else can try.
Oh,
2.
yeah. Do I have my senses back and all that?
Yeah, you didn't get paralyzed. Right?
Okay. Now with a 3.
Oh
No.
no.
Oh no. Oh, Crystal, make a DR.
7.
Oh no. Okay, it's in your bloodstream. Okay, you guys can keep trying if you'd like.
I'll keep trying.
Oh my gosh, no.
Nope, 13.
Okay, it's reaching your heart. Try again. Make a DR, Crystal.
Nat 20.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you shake it off. So you can actually try to get yourself back up next round if you want, and you probably want to.
Mhm.
You may as well go first, yeah, and because that way they can help you actually if you come up to the top. So actually, you can try, and if you fail, then any of them can help you.
2.
2, okay. So somebody can try to pull her up if you want.
All right.
Yeah, actually, all of you can. So you get 4 chances.
Oh, 6.
Okay, Harold.
12.
Oh no! Come on, Brigitte.
13.
Oh my god! All right, it's in your brain too, there, Elizabeth. Go ahead. This is you need to make it this time. So Elizabeth.
Come on, Elizabeth.
16.
Aha! You pull yourself up. Okay. Much like Brigitte, your veins are popping out of you in black. Your skin has this like inkiness that's moving underneath it all around, and you're feeling a little clogged in your head.
Mm.
Like you feel like if you hit that water again, it's not going to be a good thing.
Mm.
I mean, not that it was ever a good thing.
But how worse could it get?
Well, yeah, but the room is very quiet and kind of relaxing in a sense, except for you want to go for a swim. And there doesn't appear to be any other way out.
So besides just the coloration and the skin deterioration, what is going on with my body?
Right. So it's in your brain now. So basically, if you go into the water again, you're going to die. So just mechanically, that's yeah. In fact, you'll probably die eventually, anyways, but not necessarily in this adventure.
Yes, it comes to us all.
Exactly.
Good news. We washed the blood off. I mean, you know.
That is good.
Would this be considered a poison or toxin?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I will. Elizabeth is up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll cast bleed on her.
Oh, nice.
And I will bleed her like a leech.
You're getting blood
What's
like
that do again?
It removes the poison and toxins. Actually, it bleeds you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're getting bled.
Cures poisons and toxins.
Nice, Mike. I didn't roll for that. I didn't roll and get that one.
Yeah. Now you have to roll a d6 though, right? To see if you.
Yeah. This could kill me.
Yeah, this will kill you basically.
Oh, it's a 1.
Nice.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Bridget wanted to die, so
The dice have just
Well.
been against you.
She
Exactly.
died saving you though. Yeah, so she sucks the remainder of the darkness out of you, and you just see her go, her eyes turn completely black, and she falls dead. So, do you want to be?
She died valiantly.
Yeah, that was. I mean, if you're gonna die, that's pretty good. Did you want to be? Now I forget who the NPCs are. Oh, Fern the fighter, or you could be the captain,
I'll be firm.
or that believer that just you just joined your group.
With
should we
believer.
put her body in the water or try to take her back to the ship?
She seemed to really like the water. I think we should probably put her in there.
Okay.
I agree.
Want Fern? You said, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll take Fern.
Okay. Oh man, I didn't think somebody could fall in the water that many times and not die.
Well, now we know.
There you go. Now we know how much water. There you go. Fern the fighter. I mean, there's a little background on her. You have to still roll her. All right. Yeah. So you're in this glowing green room. What you want to do?
There's nothing in the room that we can see.
Well, I mean, there's a dead body floating that you just tossed in the thing.
Well, yeah.
Did you want to take her clothes first? Or are you going to throw all the clothes that she's been collecting into the water?
No. I don't want the clothes. So just a body. Guess we have to go back into the rain. Oh. Because there's no other way out of this room, you said, right?
Yeah, there's no other way out that you can see.
Right.
I guess we have to go back to the room of the silver faces. There's no other way to go.
No, we could go south out of the blood room.
Yeah, there was a path south. of the
Okay,
blood.
okay.
I think I'd rather do that. I mean, the silver faces seem pretty. I mean,
It's the last resort.
yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so you go out into the blood room. So there's only, we'll say, one of you will have a chance. Let's see. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh, great. Fern.
Oh no.
Yes.
Roll a d6.
That's a 1.
Aha. As you're going through the blood room, a gush of blood shoots out. Make a DR to not fall in the water.
Oh my gosh. That's a 2.
All right. Okay, so you fall into the water. Make a DR to see if you're paralyzed.
Nope. Made that.
Okay. All right. So you can, with an AR, you can get back up before too much happens to you, hopefully.
That's a 6.
You guys want to help?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we've been so helpful.
18.
All right, there you go. You pull it back up. Oh, you're fine. Nothing happened to you, or that was weak water, I guess. The blood must be diluting it. You circle back and head south into a very large room. This room is huge. It has a faint turquoise glow. It's a large room. I shall show you the map. I want to show you the map because there are 6 ships in here.
6 ships?
Yep.
Like crap.
This is a big one. This room is 680 by 520 feet.
Okay.
We don't mess around with these small rooms in this thing. I don't think I ever ran into Mitchell when people were on a boat so much. It's kind of fun. You guys are floating around. All right. So you're coming up over here. You got A, B, C, D, E, and F. So you got 6 boats in here. Let me just quickly look at these because some of them that's pretty obvious. A is floating. Let's see. B is half sunk. In the water, the husk of a dead man hangs by the neck from the mast. C is turned upside down. D is broken in two and almost completely submerged. E is broken into pieces, almost submerged. And F is laying on its side, half submerged. So yeah, they're basically in various states of unrest, I guess. If you want to explore any of those.
Oh, the one that's still floating, that still might be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you're gonna go over to A.
I mean, does there seem to be any way to get these ships out of here?
They seem way too big to fit through that passageway.
We should learn from past mistakes and not try that.
Well, you know, Brigida did say this is all illusion.
I think she was wrong on that.
She said that, and then she
Just
smacked
a
her head
hunch.
into all the water.
You said B had the skeleton or whatever hanging from the raft or gallows or whatever.
B, yeah. The small ship is half sunk in the black water. A husk of a dead man hangs by the neck from the mast. That's B. You actually
I'll
broadcast
row
that.
over to that one to see, does it have a name on it? Do we reckon anybody would recognize?
Yeah, you can see that the name, the Black Sail, is on it. It doesn't seem, you wouldn't recognize it, I don't think, unless you were a pirate. That's a pirate ship. A is marked the Shield of Paris. That's the one that's floating. If you look the top deck, as you kind of looking at it, it seems completely empty. But you do see there's like a trap door with stairs.
Should we go aboard this one and see if there's anything valuable or any else things we can use?
I think that's wise, Harold. I think we should. Maybe there's someone else to rescue.
Okay, yeah, you pull up next to it. This one's a little bit trickier to get up because it doesn't have like the netting on the side, but you know, with a little bit of effort, you're able to get up onto the ship, and you go over to that trap door, kind of shine your light down, and you can see that down inside the ship hold. In fact, you hear a voice. He looks up at you. There's a man who is tied to, the mast goes straight down to the bottom. He's tied to the mast, and he looks up. He's clearly dressed as a captain, and he says, "Oh, water, please."
Oh, yeah, Harold will go down to help them.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's like a barrel with water if you want to give him some, or
Melusina
Good,
has a
Bruce.
pouch she took off of Godwin. It's got water in it. She wouldn't know it's holy water, but she'll give it to him.
Nice. He explodes. No, just kidding. That would be epic.
Sure.
Yeah, you guys feed him some water and cut him loose. He tells you that he is Captain Louise Marchand. He was the captain of this ship, and there was a mutiny. Somehow they ended up in this cave. He does not know how exactly. He was traveling through a large cave when he turned around and the cave was closed behind him. The men freaked out, mutinied, tied him to the mast, and took off in the rowboats. But all he heard was screams, and he does not believe that they got away.
I mean, you can go with us as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he would definitely go with you. I mean, he would say, I would reward you, but unfortunately, and he kind of points, and you can see that there's a chest. The latch is smashed, and it's flung open, and there's empty because the crew took it. Okay, so that's all that's on that ship. If I'm just going to go around, unless you want, so C, if you move down to C to check it out, it's upside down. So, not much to do there.
This guy's a pirate.
No.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you said
No,
he
that
a
was
pirate.
ship B. Was the pirate
The Black
ship.
Sail. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was like, did I say it was a pirate? Yeah, no, yeah. B was the pirate ship. C is the Lyle. It's upside down. D, which is next to it. So you guys are kind of zigzagging. This one's broken in two, almost completely submerged. The main mast sticks up from the black water. Oh, tied to the top of the mast is a small leather pouch. But it'll be, if you want to climb up there, it's going to be, you have to make a climb roll. So,
Nope.
or fall in the black water.
Yeah.
You guys have definitely gone in enough water today that I think you're like, no, I'm not going to do that.
If we still had Brigitte, she would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay. As you circle around, I guess you would go to F first. But I'm just going to do it in the order of the. E is broken into pieces. Basically, it's barely a ship there anymore. F is half submerged, lying on its side. You can see that it looks like it's possible to access the interior by two windows, which are on the top now because it's on the side. But of course, it's mostly full of water. So, with rope or whatever, you could probably get into it, but that's up to you if you want to try that. Otherwise, there's nothing super obvious there.
Nah.
Everybody's afraid of the water. I would be
Yeah.
too. So, yeah, it's stoked the proper amount of fear that nobody's risking any water. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you don't want to risk falling in the water in those situations, you look around the rest of the room and you see there's no way out but the way you came.
And look at Harold. I say it's either the faces or we go back to the ship, I think.
Yes, I also agree with you. I do not want to take chances in that room of faces. That is probably something very terrible. We need to get this one back to the ship anyway.
Yeah, let's just head back to the ship.
All right.
I say
I
we,
believe this paradise was a lie.
yes, I say we cut and leave. We have enough to proceed on.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you can go back through the blood rain again. So nobody has to worry about rolling for there. No blood squirts out at you. You go back out into the room with the floating bodies. They're still there. Down through where you sunk the ship with 100,000 gold. Oh no, there's another room first. No, the ship, the room with the giant ape statue. Then through some tunnels and into the ship where you sunk the ship with 100,000 gold. Then back through the windy passage out to that first room that you came into. And yep.
Real quick, the room with the bodies now, as we pass by, is Bridget's body there now?
No, that was in the face room. Do you want to go up there and check?
Oh, no, never mind.
You sure?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Also, did she roll to see if her soul got taken by a demon?
I don't think so. Make a soul roll to see if your soul gets taken by demons. I always forget that.
No. That was a 6.
Failed?
Yep.
Oh yeah, the demons feasted on your soul. It was so yummy. Yeah, you can make it out and back to the ship. It's dark. Let me one quick wandering monster just to see. Nope. You make it back to the ship. It's soft and safe and smooth as you load your crew up, including another captain. So now you have 2 captains. Yeah, I mean, mostly survived. So I'm taking it that you're not going to go back in, and that you are going to, I guess, go up the coast, following that map.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. We'll end the stream there. Good job. Mostly survived. Did any character make it all the way to the end? Yes, I think so, right? Well, let's see.
Melusina.
Yeah, all the ways to the end. Well done.
And
all
no
right.
scorched earth.
So yeah, and no scorched earth. Yeah, so that was good. So that was the Caves of Lady Caroline Vey. You guys made it through most of it pretty successfully, I think. Only minor deaths. So thanks for playing, guys. And yeah, we'll end the stream there.